Scott. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money. They say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste it. You ain't got no time. Out and about, out chasing paper. The streets of my house, and the house always wins like Vegas. Never down for the count. Second win, second nature. Found mine. Never had my hands out. Fuck favors. By design, everything tailored. In my youth, it was shell toes, no Chuck Taylors. Weak soap game, had a game, so it's still the same code game, so it's still the same code. We all pay the cost, pay dues. Move with the mind state that I can't lose. On the grind, push a hard line with my linemen. Back when I was young, they said it's all about timing. Feel it's my time, all the stars are aligning. I'm a diamond in the rough, couple cuts got me shining. This game you cannot cop on consignment. In the field, all we do is execute assignments. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste, you ain't got no time to talk. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste, you ain't got no time to talk.
First, we get into this paper. See, I want it all, plus some UNDERDOG acres, a lot of alcohol, few dad bags of paper. Run this shit like a ship and I'm the sailor. Cold, kinda like it's fresh up out the freezer. Cold, if she ain't talking bread, I don't need her. Soon as I meet her, I'm a fucker, then I leave her. It's the old Mac needs, treat them all like bottom feeders. Break it down slow for them folks that don't know. I'm a seasoned vet, black belt out the dojo. With a wide range of weapons, so I'm out the holster. Keeping all options open, so many ways that I can fold ya. Told you from the gate, never been about no play. Get it on the go, they never been known for no delay. The game should be sold, not to be told. Keep your mouth shut, don't have to break the mold. Mac needs.
Break the work down, it's fence the move. Push that work out, I distribute. Break the work down, it's fence the move. Push that work out, I just distribute. A young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor.
I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. You know I'm the boy, get money's what I'm used to.
Keep it straight from the gate, so I don't confuse ya. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'ma make noise, shout to my producer. I'm an entertainer, but I ain't here to amuse ya. Yeah, fuck with shooters and they all fucking users. Come through and wake that ass up like a rooster, hella early in the morning. Early bird gets a worm. Finna get rich for 'em, food for the worms. Cutting cocaine, dumping whole things. It's a cold game, make you run your gold chain. Hungry, but I'm moving in a keto state. For sure, I beat the price on the keys in your state. Catch me running up a tail, fucking up a bag. Make me wonder how long will a good thing last. On my Curtis Mayfield, live a life I can't chill. Push a man, push the packs, all I do is make squeal. Keep it 100, I'm just numb, yo, I can't feel none of these suckers when they say they real. Stacking Uber cash, I'm an out-of-state supply. Random Uber man, here to get away drive. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out
You ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know? Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile. Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
My pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. It's all a hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money.
Hold out here for a pill. Ready tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at ya.
Top of the morning to you. Bogard Scott free. Bogard Scotland. It's a kilt, not a skirt.
All right. Let's jump into some of these stats from last night. I'm pull them up here.
Oh, you mean the legendary Kadarius Toney?
4 drops. One of them resulted in a pick 6. He's the man.
Hold on. You're lying right now, right?
That he has 4 drops.
No, that he's the man.
I gotta say what Crispy wants us to hear.
Listen, don't be afraid of Dad.
Yeah. Shout out to Super Cyan Vegan. What up? He said, bro, what song is this? Intro shit bangs. The very first one he was talking.
Oh yeah, it's called Sold Not Told. It's actually about to drop. Like this, I'm having fun this off season. You know what I'm saying? We're dropping. You know, I had this bright idea to like drop a dope ass album. Then my boys like, just drop everything one by one. I'm like, okay. Because I'm the type, bro, you leave me. I'm good at the craft. I don't know about anything else after that. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So I just trust whatever dude tells me to do. You know what I mean? And like, that's, I mean, for those that might feel like they've heard that before, because that's that Ronnie O, that everlasting bass, you know, flipped it. You know what I mean? Totally covered it, reflipped it from scratch. Shit's pretty cool. I love that shit. That one gets everybody too, because it's like old school. It's like nostalgic, and it's still one of them joints. And if you've never heard the old joint, you go, "What's that?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All
right. And
but that one's coming. That one's coming very soon.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta get a graphic for it.
Shout out to Emil. He said game last night was kind of sloppy. Not gonna lie. First game of the season, man. I mean, it can always be like that.
What's crazy is it's a difference between being realistic and what I want, right? Because I'm like, yeah, I'll take the under, but I'm like, fuck that. You want to shoot out because I want a fantasy bonanza. You know what I mean?
It's more fun.
It's way more fun. But you know, when I'm in gambling bogey mode, or like last year when we were doing the spread tournament, it was like, you know, I consciously think of these things differently than I would my approach in fantasy, because you know what I'm saying? Our approach in fantasy, it's different from gambling, obviously. I actually use a lot of the spreads and Vegas under-overs as like, you know, to split hairs in fantasy. Like, oh, I like such and such, and I like such and such. But you know what? Such and such is in a higher point total projected game. And like sometimes
we have 0 to go off of in this first game. It's just like we're just remembering everything from last year. We're remembering whatever we saw in the preseason. But yeah, the first week of the season, it is gambling. Like, we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, we have a good idea, but you know, we really have no idea.
It is pretty cool though, because like one thing I did follow from last year was the Lions are a covering machine. Yeah. And they covered the fuck out of that. I mean, outright won the game. So you know what I mean?
That was the only of the 3 that I got right. You know, if we're talking the money line, the spread, and the over under.
Yeah.
The money line was the only one that I said was right.
I didn't get a chance to put in the parlay I wanted to put in. I would have definitely
Or,
had.
you know,
I would have had the Chiefs money line in there like a pussy. You know what I mean? But like they allow you to parlay a money line and a spread. You know what I mean?
oh
So
shit.
I would have went gangster with it and took.
You can't do that on MGM. You could do the money line and the over or under, and then the spread and the over or under, but you can't parlay. That is gangster though, parlay and the money line.
It doesn't really. It's really just adding a leg that doesn't really. It might add a. You know what I mean? Like you have like a strong 3-legger, then or 2-legger, then you add this third leg. It doesn't really do much, but it adds something to it. I mean,
Yeah. And shout out to Derek, salute. Shout out to JPZ, salute. And Tino, he said,
what up, birthday twin?
so Head Nod said, I'm just here for the music. And then when Super Saiyan Vegan was asking, like, what is this? He said, his name's Bogard Scott Free. He shared your Spotify link, and he said he'll do anything for money.
Hey, shout out to Head Nod Music Group, man. Shout out to my guy Prime, bro. That's the big homie right there.
That's hilarious.
You seen me?
And Head Nod said, anything? Question mark.
not I draw the line.
And then he says, Bogey, you filthy animal.
You know, back in the days, there was always that question, right? They said, bro, say, bro, suck a dick for $1 million? And the motherfucker's like, nah, bro. But if you ever saw me like homeless one day, right? Then all of a sudden I'm rolling in like a Bentley Azure or like one of them Phantoms or something. Bro, how did Bogey come up, bro? You didn't hear, bro? He sucked a dick for $1 million, bro. You can never live that down, bro. You know what I mean?
What up, AJ? What up, Corey?
What up, son? AJ, are you in school right now?
Yeah. AJ said, Monty.
My son's grown now.
AJ said, Monty came through with that TD. Got to expect that, man. That's going to happen.
Hey, you know what? We called that to the T. You know what I mean? Hey, I mean, as far as the production, the YPC yards per carry, it was shitty, but 15 totes, couple targets. You know what I mean?
Not like Jamal Williams was super efficient last year. Like it was a lot of grinding.
And
yeah, we even said his first game last season, he had like 30 yards and like 2 tugs, and that was it. And it was like 2 for 25 or 2 for 25 or some shit like that. But had the 2 tugs.
And Monty, there was another one where he got tripped up. It probably would have been like a 7-yarder. You know what I mean? Even for Gibbs, Gibbs could have had a nice little house call there. He got a little Speedy Gonzalez in his legs. You know what I'm saying?
He saw too much pay dirt. And was like, oh shit. And then fucking slipped.
He got excited.
He was like, Super Saiyan.
Bogey on ESPN.
Bogey said that song's not on Spotify or YouTube or anything yet, but it will
not
be.
Yet. It will.
Do you have any idea when?
I'm actually gonna send as soon as I get the graphic from Peacock. I'm gonna send that one over. I gotta get so like shout out to my man Prime. That was the one that's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna follow the guidance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and plus there's we got like a whole pecking order too, and as much as I am Bogart, I don't like cutting the line. You know what I mean? Because I'm just it's the same thing if someone owes me money and I know they're good for it. Like when I get that money, it's gonna come in handy no matter when I get it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like when that shit drops, that's when it was time. You feel me? That's how I feel. That's how I look at it. And even some of them joints, they might have even collected a little dust within the last 8-9 months to a year. But I write timely, bro. My shit yesterday is gonna sound like the future, bro. I promise. You know what I mean?
Mary Melly said, hope you fellas cashed out on the Monty anytime TD. Good call, because you did call that yesterday. They didn't have that bet on Bet MGM, or I probably would have done it because, I mean, we've been talking about Monty all week and getting the Jamal Williams role and, all that.
I ain't gonna lie, I put my life savings on it.
Dino said, will Gibbs take over the Lions backfield? No, it's going to be a big split with him and Monty the whole way, just like it was last year with Jamal Williams and Swift. And that's how they kept them both pretty much healthy the whole year.
Okay, I'm getting a vision. Monty has never technically played full seasons.
Always gets hurt.
And it's always in the middle of the year. And then he comes back in the wintertime and gets us fantasy titles. Maybe we see something like that. You know what I mean? Because, honestly, running backs, but behind that line, I still don't understand why they get hurt. It's one of the best run blocking lines in the game. But, maybe technique is not great. Look at this motherfucker had all green in front of him. He just slipped up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he scores that house, he makes that house call. Everybody's talking about how Gibbs. Look out for Gibbs, bro.
Right.
So high on Monty. Like that, people will be saying that.
He would have had like 8 carries, so yards, but he has the touchdown, and then that would change everybody's perspective on everything.
So he's actually DeAndre Swift's role for real right now.
Yeah.
Was that not a DeAndre Swift stat line?
If they said that Monty was going to be the Jamal Williams role, like what other role is there? There's the Swift role from last year. That's it.
And you know what's funny is I love to take home the low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? I'm that motherfucker. The neighbor got like, see, Filipinos, we fuck with kalaman sit. It's like these little like kumquat little things. If a motherfucker has that tree, bro, I'm over his fence stealing those motherfuckers. I'm taking all the low hanging fruit, bro. And that was Monty getting that Jamal Williams role. And they literally, we've been saying it. And when they finally came out and said it like 2 days ago, I was like, ha ha. Just felt good because, you know, I was drafting and banking on the value of Monty. And like, I would have been really pissed if he didn't hit pay dirt. You know what I mean?
And shout out to our man Austin, who said, I don't get why people think that it's going to be different than Swift and Williams, because they drafted Gibbs in the first round, and you don't draft guys in the first round unless they're getting all the work. They got him for 5 years. They don't want to kill him in year 1 on the first game.
Tell that to the Seahawks with Rashad Penny, and the same year to the Patriots with Sony Michel. I mean, sometimes they can't trade out of that first round. They're like, we'll just get our guy here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What up, Jake from State Farm? He said, I've never been to an NFL.
Hey, Jake, where's my money at?
Yeah. He said, I've never been to an NFL game live in a state without a team. Are NFL games worth going to nowadays? Thinking of going to the Chiefs Chargers October 22nd. Decent seats, little over 500 after fees.
I would do that, bro.
Because I'm assuming that's at the LA stadium, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because if you could, man, the experience is to go to Arrowhead. I mean, you know what?
Yeah,
it's probably fucking cool to go to SoFi too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
SoFi is fucking tight. I've never been there, but I can imagine. You know what I mean? Because I like experiencing those the new news, right? Like all the new stadiums, they're hella. It's different, bro. Like that Vegas joint's probably insane. You know what I mean? And then there's the nostalgic places like Arrowhead. Like I would love to experience that one day. It's the loudest place in the league. It's the record holder for real for like the most decibels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even over Seattle.
And it's the way it's designed. Arrowhead and Seattle, they curve up like this. So it's designed to like magnify the sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
yeah, you know, whoever thought of that was smart.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like German ingenuity.
It's crazy because when I went to the Denver stadium, like the people that we were sitting next to, they said how they reinforced like the ground with like metal and steel, and so when you fucking stomp on it, that shit just vibrates like everywhere and makes hella more noise.
Oh shit, y'all remember the Beastquake run? So Beast Mode in the playoffs was the 2011 season, I think it was, and he ran through like the entirety of the Saints defense. You know, beast mode is just
some people he even beasted more than once on that exact same play.
Yeah, like he dogged out a bunch of people. He made a bunch of people miss. He threw a bunch of people off of him. Like it was literally called the Beastquake run because everyone was yelling and stomping so crazy that it got picked up on the Richter scale. Like they were shaking the earth. And tell me that's not somebody from the Bay, huh?
That shit's wild. That shit is wild. Hey, shout out to Yuck. What up, Yuck?
What up, Yuck? Speaking of the who's from the Bay, even though he's not, he is official. He's unofficially.
And this is Chris on Facebook. Who should I start in my flex? James Conner, Gibson, Jamal Williams, Brandon Cooks, 10-team league PPR. I'm on the Gibson side of this versus the Cardinals.
I'll go Gibby. Actually, I like Brandon Cooks too, man. But I'm gonna go Gibby in light of like. Maybe some of this passing game is a little rusty across the league to open up. Because if last night was a little foreshadow what to expect from week 1, bro, the dropsies were out, bro.
Yeah, shit's ugly. And Dino said, and Tony needs to ride the pine and let Ross get some more time, or James. I could have had anybody out there, and they probably would have won if they didn't have him out there. Because unless someone drops it and gift wraps it to Brian Branch like Tony did, that's pick 6 never happens.
I mean, And this, I just want to tell everybody, Kadarius Toney's 51-50, a danger to himself and others. And when he almost caught that ball and it went right through his hands, there's a little bit of Kadarius Toney residue on it. Branch might have took it to the house, but then he got injured after that, bro.
Yeah,
Tony's hurt. You got to get him off the team, bro. He's about to hurt everybody. He hurt Kelsey already.
Austin said people are flaming Monty and saying Gibbs looks so much better. Monty is between the tackles runner. I'll take Monty 7th, 8th over Gibbs 3rd or 4th. Yeah, and I mean, we said that all off season. We would much rather have Monty for like free versus having to pay up for Gibbs, because rookies, even if they are drafted in the first round, a lot of times they don't get out the gate like super, super hot.
I mean, running backs, if you have a clear path to the starting gig, like, okay, remember last year, Dameon Pierce, 4th rounder, people were a little skeptical, but he had a clear path to being a starter.
Because there's like nobody there.
There's like nobody there. Week 1, he goes out there. He doesn't do much at all, but he does it to the tune of 17 totes. So it's like, okay, he was shitty, but he got the work. Week 2, he doubled up on he doubled down and he had the same workload and he produced. And I was like, okay, here we go. Because see, that's the writing's on the wall there. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is for Monty. 15 totes means he's the lead guy. And then a couple that
can't go out and pay David Montgomery and then expect him not to play.
And yeah, we could see a changing of the guard. I mean, like, and there's hot hand approaches. Like, I thought like Gibbs was about to heat up because Monty was looking ass. And then but then, you know, it goes back to what Dan Campbell said. He said, hey, we're not going to give Swift that much work. You know what I'm saying?
You say he looks ass, and a lot of people would. He's grinding, though. Like, if you're the grinder between the tackles, like, you're going to have a bunch of plays where you're just, like, running into the line for 2 or 3 yards. Like, I mean, I think people are just going to magnify that, like, so much.
Listen, man, even with Pacheco got tripped up at the 1. He did bad, but I'm like, yo, they gave him the goal line look. At least one of them, you know what I mean? Like, and he was being limited, you know, coming off of his injury.
Yeah. And
that backfield is just a fucking trip. Like, I think I'm coming to the realization that, like, I'm glad I didn't reach up too high on a Pacheco anywhere. Like, I grabbed him where I realistically thought he could be like a mid-range RB2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And Magic Man Ricky, what up? He said Sky Snore and Tony Butterfingers.
Hey, you don't talk about my man Sky 2Y. All right. He had a rough go at it. We need Kelsey back over there just to open it up for everybody.
Super Saiyan Vegan said by game 5, Gibbs will be the RB1. He could be the RB1, but I bet you ain't getting the goal line looks, and that's going to be the looks that are like most important out of every touch in the game.
If he does become the red zone guy, David Montgomery, and then we get Swift between the 20s, I wouldn't argue that. That's probably going to happen. I mean, and like, look at if their here's another thing. If their defense plays well all year like this, it's going to be Monty's show because they're not going to.
Their defense did not play that well, though. I mean, their defense.
Maybe Patrick Mahomes didn't play that bad.
It was all the drops, man. Like, I mean, how can Patrick Mahomes overcome like 15 drops?
They ate hella. What are they in the halftime? Just eating cheeseburgers with Andy Reid, huh? Motherfuckers came out there with some greasy hands, man. What happened?
Everyone took, they're just being like Brucey and longest yard. Oh, said popcorn.
I know a guy, Kadarius Toney, the phony truther, right? Shout out to my guy Calvin the Don. And then, I've put in there. I was like, man, because he was saying all week, man, look out for Kadarius Toney. And I'm like, no, right? Then I'm like, hey, Kadarius Toney is whack. And he's like, bro, he was so open on all those. I'm like, exactly, fucking whack.
Yeah. And how many was he wide open on that he dropped the fucking ball? 5. Look at that. Super Saiyan said Tony had cement blocks his hands last night. Like, what? I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, even when we had Matt Harmon on years ago and he was breaking down his reception perception chart, right? His route running is hella poor, bro. He was like in the red in every route. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like success rate goes. And that also could mean that he just doesn't know how to run these routes either. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He was so raw. I mean, that's why
he's so athletic. He's just very athletic.
Oh, he's very athletic. Like Trey Lance. They're just so athletic. That's the only way you can describe them.
That's what's tough. And you know what's crazy is like we saw like a 300-pound like offensive lineman run like a 4.8 or some shit like that. Like everybody in the NFL is athletic. Like, can people stop using that like as like a go-to? Every NFL player is athletic.
But you know, like I say, they only say athletic when they can't find a means to describing their skill set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you talk about Calvin Ridley, you're not gonna talk about his physical attributes. Right. We're gonna talk about his route running skills, right?
You're gonna talk about his hands.
Yeah. But then there's Rashad Bateman, and they're like, he's so athletic.
Oh, he's so fast and athletic.
Fucking athletic freak, bro.
Peacock said, I am also athletic.
I've seen him. Peacock's only about an inch taller than me. He played tight end, man. I'm telling you.
Rock out. Come on, man. He said best kicker this week. I'm already going to say, I don't know. He said, I got Gano versus Dallas, McManus versus Indy, Joseph, Tampa Bay versus Dicker the kicker.
Oh, wait a second. My man Brandon McManus is with the Jaguars now?
I have no idea.
Because Brandon McManus low-key actually has like one of the like more consistent boots. Like he has a 60-yard on deck. He's tied the 65-yard record before it was broken. You know what I mean? Like he got a boot on him. And I always accredit it to like because he kicked in Denver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you kick that shit to the moon in Denver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and really the way that I'm going to try to choose a kicker is going to be based on who we think is going to score a lot of points, but also who we think is going to fail in the red zone as well. Because, like, is it really great just stacking up 5 or 6 extra points?
Yeah. And for me, I just find a kicker that's available on a Monday so I can have this last-ditch effort like, okay, I just need 8 points.
Because I would never play kicker on a Thursday or like an early Sunday. Because if they do bad, it just feels so shitty.
Yeah, you're just behind. Give me the shitty kicker on a Monday. Give me the false hope. Hey, there's nothing like a Monday night miracle when it's a kicker. You need like, I need 14 points out of this fucking goddamn kicker.
I'll say Sanders versus the Chargers. That's who I'll say. But I don't play in leagues with kickers, so this is just literally just me looking and trying to think who might fail a couple more times in the red zone.
Seattle's kicker is decent, just because their offense that's going to be able to move the ball. They don't have the best red zone efficiency, so they tend to kick field goals.
Utame Music, what up? He said Sky Moore busted badly. That's what's funny is like he was drafted so late. If the only reason why anybody even played him is because Kelsey didn't play. Yeah,
because like Romeo Dobbs and Sky Moore and guys in that range, Elijah Moore, those guys were in hopes of just seeing it first. I threw in Sky Moore in a gang of places because of that, because I was doing the fantasy math. You know what I mean?
It's just more fun to play him on Thursday. That's what it was. Get as many pieces as you can in on Thursday.
Yeah. Well,
because we're all addicted.
I mean, it does. You know what's crazy too is for the teams that I had Kelsey on in redraft. It kind of shook me up, bro, because it's like fuck. Now I'm going to war without like a first round talent.
I have Kelsey in the guillotine league. I'm hurting right now.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
Should have traded him, bro.
Fuck that. I'll just die. I'll go down with the ship.
Predicted.
I'll go down with the ship. Fuck
You're the reigning champ, man. I don't want to see it happen to you, bro. There only could be one.
And Peacock, he said, happy 14th birthday to my daughter, Autumn. Shout out.
Hey, man, happy birthday to the princess thing.
Crispy said, Tony to the moon.
Come on, man. Hey, listen, I got him on the block for you. 2nd round pick, man.
And Mary Melly said, look out for Josh Reynolds in deeper leagues. I mean, Bogey was telling everyone that yesterday.
Cause I'm a psychopath. Cause you know what? Don't let me fuck around and find something I can attach myself to. I was like, okay, who the fuck is gonna like fill this role? It's not Wiz Khalif Raymond or it's not. And I was like, oh shit, they brought back my man Josh Reynolds rap. And then I started like, let's go see what he did with his old pal Golfle last year. Because you got to remember, he goes back to the Rams with Golfle. And matter of fact, even when he first came to Detroit, they said that he was even living with Golfle. Like, they're boys and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this is the 3rd time that the Lions have actually brought him back because they keep releasing him and bringing him back anytime someone gets injured or suspended. And he had a handful of games with 6 or more targets last year. That's awesome. He had 7 targets yesterday. So I guess moving forward, especially when you got Marvin Jones Jr. dropping the balls everywhere, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just get him out the way.
And Dino said Elijah Moore or Dodson in the flex.
Dodson.
Well, obviously.
Come on, Dodson.
I think Terry McLaurin, he got lifted off the injury report, and now maybe for Dotson he'll get like single coverage for real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, actually, would you think to man up McLaurin and because both those guys are speedsters, bro? Like, I wonder how they're gonna it's Gannon, Rich Gannon's cousin. Whatever Gannon, he's a defensive minded guy, rookie head coach for the Cards. You know what I mean? So I would expect their secondary to be like, I don't know, 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Let's pick on.
And Yuck said my cousin in San Diego, so he said in the spirit of Bogard in the Bay all day.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, man! Shout out.
Whoa, Noble woke up. Noble's never up this early.
Did he fall asleep early?
Like 11.
Yeah, I mean he's a late nighter, so that's early. I mean,
sometimes I wake up late. Sometimes I wake up early.
Yeah, you never wake up early.
Young Noble.
This is just the one time I woke up early.
Oh, just the one time.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes he ain't lying, right? This was one of them. One time.
And who else we got in here? Hey, one who gets baked. What up? All right. He said, come down to the hut for the end of summer sesh. What do you say? Free 4-inch sandwiches, 7 to 10. The Sesh Bus Mobile VIP Lounge. All right.
Okay, where's this at?
Yeah, where the hell is this at?
Let's fucking go, bro. If it's free, it's for me.
Yeah, where the hell is this at?
I like the hut. It's funny because there used to be this Wednesday club, right? We used to go to, right? It was a little bar actually. It was called the Hut. Yeah. It was right next to Santa Clara University. And this shit used to yank on the Wednesdays, bro. And it's funny thinking about it now because when I didn't have any kids, we were out there every night somewhere. You know what I mean? Like we're doing it right. Wednesday and Thursday, bro. The college Fridays just yank, bro.
Yeah.
To be young. And I was like, no, but I've never wake up early. I was just fuck this shit. I'm waking up at 3-4 o'clock. We're doing it all over again.
I'm trying to even find out where did the one who gets baked even put this at. I'm not seeing it on which Facebook page. And let's see. And Mary Melly said folks will rush out to get rice and likely will be disappointed when Kelsey returns.
Yeah, and when Justin Ross starts to emerge, or like I was saying this yesterday, that third receiver spot's going to be a headache. It's got daily fantasy written all over it. Like I feel like they're DFS players. I mean,
when did we ever want to roster like the third option at pass catching for the Chiefs?
I mean, never. Even Sammy fucking Watkins, a former first rounder, even when he was with the Chiefs, man, it was hard to start that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It was hard to start Juju, except for that little stretch where he was like crazy with the targets.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I mean, and that's what come on, Sky Moore, you're supposed to have that role. And that's what alarms me the most. I mean, the 3 targets, but then also it's like, man, the pass attempts just weren't even there, period, for a Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm just gonna go out and say it. Sky Moore is not that good. Like all of these guys are like the same. Like, no, they're not the same receiver, but none of them has the skills to overtake the other to where anyone deserves.
But that's the thing. This is where I'm gonna argue it though, because Sky Moore is he's not an outside receiver. You know what I mean? He's a small slot.
But that's what they had him doing. They just had him doing crossing routes all game.
That was annoying.
Yeah, you know I mean? Kept dropping them like fuck. Like if you. It was bad.
And I get it. Like, I get the drops early. It's like, that's why if you remember Brady and them, right? Especially with New England, bro, they're going to first, second down, they're throwing it short. They just want to get it going. That's why they always go to the running backs. Let's get it in motion. You know what I mean? Like, look at Jared Goff and him, that first drive, 3 and out. It was like, right? Like, oh no, it's rusty. You know what I'm saying? It's for this week 1 of football. I'm surprised that I guess that's the impact of having no Kelsey too, is that like it just you don't look good.
Yeah. She loves skills. What up? I mean, it's it's just it's one of those things, man.
She loves skills, but there was none last night, huh?
She's got skills.
I like that. I like that username. She likes skills. You know what I mean? She's letting everybody know. Listen, don't you come in my household with no skill.
Let's see. Shannon's gonna like getting a kicker. Yeah, to have it late in the week. Yeah, for sure. And that kicks in a dome for sure.
And every year, make a fuss about getting rid of kickers, and then watch the psychopaths vote to keep the kickers. Oh, they're like lucky stuff. All right,
Antonio.
What up, birthday twin?
And JJM on Twitch. On the bright side, the Lions won. On the downside, Gibbs didn't do much and Kelsey didn't play. This is where you just go trade for Kelsey because like everybody's man, Patrick Mahomes sucks. Like he's so fucking garbage. Like go trade for Patrick Mahomes while you're at it. Fuck it. Like any of these idiots who are like panicking after
bad, bro. Give it to me, man. I'm right there. I'm the one who knocks.
Because if you're only checking stats, which a lot of these fools do, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, 226 yards, 2 TDs and an interception. That's garbage. You should just trade him off your team right now to me. Right now.
No, you don't want him, bro. Give him to me. I'll give him a good home.
Tina said, don't trust what? She's wide receivers in fantasy football, so they're not good. Mahomes wide receivers in Kansas won't be consistent. Yeah, Mahomes' wide receivers outside of Tyreek Hill, and even Tyreek Hill might not be in this. Like, they were never consistent.
Tyreek Hill, it wasn't until 2 seasons ago. I'm talking about 2 seasons as in last year with the Dolphins and the year prior, his last year with the Chiefs. That was the only game where he had double digits on a per game basis because Tyreek Hill before that would have these crazy blow up games and you might have a game where he had under 12 PPR points. You know what I mean? But like on a per game basis, finally he was just killing it, bro. Like, I mean, and it came by way of they were playing a lot of the 2 high safety. Remember that became like a real thing in 21. Like that's how everyone played the Chiefs. So then now they were going underneath with Hill. You know what I mean? Before it was just like they weren't using them in that fashion as much as they did in 21. You know what I mean?
And I guess what's so crazy about this, Rock Out said, is McKinnon a fade now? Looks like a 3 RB game plan. The thing is, I think we all forgot that McKinnon did not become a thing until Pacheco kind of got banged up and like CEH.
It was CEH.
Like,
and he just started to suck.
Yeah.
Just remember last year, it was crazy. CEH, he was running back 4 going into like week 3.
Yeah,
remember he hit him all the touchdowns. Like they were just giving it to his little ass down there in the red zone. And my man, shout out to my man Steamboat. He pointed something out to me last night. He said, without Kelsey on the field, they try to do those crazy little trick plays on the one, like down there in the goal line. And you like, for example, they tried to pound it in with Pacheco, couldn't do it. Then they tried to do some little trickery, and then that fails. And then they show Mahomes and like, because you know that shit looks crazy when it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And without Kelsey down there in the red zone to take all the attention away for the little tappy pass, little tapperoos.
Yeah, it was an ugly first game.
Football's back, baby. The uglier, the better. I want this whole week to be ugly now, just to even the playing field in fantasy.
And I guess here's another thing that we just got to remember, like the depth charts and everything, they're awesome. But fuck, I mean, CEH is the 3rd on the depth chart, and he's out there first to begin the game. McKinnon's the number 2. He was out there for like 5 snaps. It seems like he had 1 catch, and that was
Pacheco still played the most snaps.
Yeah.
And
he's coming like, how are they going to work this? So like they got CEH in the beginning versus in the 4th quarter or anything like that. Like we didn't see him I didn't see him after the 1st quarter at all.
CEH is a wee little man. Someone will squash his ass sooner than later and get him the fuck out of the way. There's also the theory of them not picking up his 5th-year option and then, like, you know, saying that they would move him. But the other, no one's gonna buy him. They would like that, you know what I mean?
You know, one thing that's gonna make a difference that we didn't really bring up. Like, I mean, I know we brought it up in certain capacities, but the Chiefs' line is just significantly worse than it was last year. Mahomes had to run a lot. Aiden Hutchinson was getting through like damn near every single.
I mean, what did Mahomes have? Like 30 yards rushing?
45 yards rushing.
45.
He doubled Pacheco pretty much. You had 23, and Pacheco is the leading RB rusher.
Hey, bro, stop disrespecting my guy Isaiah Pacheco, bro. He's from Patterson, New Jersey, bro. He carries the gun.
And why couldn't he be like that motherfucker in the last Boy Scout? Come out with the gun, shooting everyone on the way to the fucking touchdown.
Do the touchdown dance after too. You did a touchdown dance after you laid everybody in and laid them down, bro. Hey, man, Isaiah Pacheco will up it, bro. He'll up it.
This is why the Chiefs don't really run that much, though, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, Pacheco, CEH combined for 14 rushes for 45 yards. Like, it took them a little more than double to do what Patrick Mahomes did. I know he's scrambling and everything. But.
Okay, how many? So you said that's how many rush attempts or how much total?
It was 14 rush attempts from the running backs.
Yeah, okay. And then how many rush attempts from Mahomes?
6.
So that's 20 total, right? As a team. That's fucking
remarkably low. Mix in the wide receivers. There's 3 extra wide receivers. So 23.
Okay. 23 rush attempts as a team. How many pass attempts for Mahomes last night?
39.
39. Okay. And he's usually a 45 pass attempt guy on average.
Well, because they definitely throw more than they run, no matter what.
They run. So 45, 20. So that's 68 total plays ran on offense. That's low in itself, too. You know
come on, man. They couldn't get one more for us.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
I'm just saying, right?
And it was all bad. Pacheco is the leading receiver, numbers-wise, had 4 receptions. So, I mean, that as much as people are talking shit about Pacheco, I mean, getting double-digit, just touches in general. Nobody else got anywhere fucking close to that on this team. Not yesterday.
You ain't lying.
But but it's the 54 yards. I mean, kind of whack though, I mean,
can you give me one more?
MVS. It's so funny that MVS is the leading yards receiver, and 48 yards, 2 receptions. I mean, he had that one that was for like 34 or 35. Where he got up all.
It was a 40-yarder.
It was all on that one play. But it was just all bad, like Justin Watson, 2 for 45. Pacheco, 4 for 31. Noah Gray, 3 for 31. Rashee Rice, 3 for 29. Got the tug, though. Blake Bell, 2 for 12 and a tug. Jerick McKinnon, 1 for 10. CEH, 1 for 7. Pretty Ricky James, 1 for 6. Justin Ross, 1 for 6. Kadarius Toney, 1 reception for 1 yard.
It's good to see that Kadarius Toney is keeping it up, man.
He's
doing Kadarius Toney is doing his thing.
He's doing Tony things. And like, if he would have came out and got like any kind of stat line that we were like, wow, you might have to start playing Tony. But no, he did what we thought he was gonna do.
And it's awesome. You can still go to a Tony truther because remember I said there was one. My shout out to my man Calvin. He was like, bruh, saying that they was trying to get it to him and woo, because that is true, but it didn't look any good. I'll flip him right now if I could. What I mean? Like there's somebody. He's a throw-in.
What up, Noble?
I'm putting a package together.
So Tino said, how many official drops were there, Huss? There was 8 official drops. 4 came from Tony. So even though I was guessing, because he was 1 for 5, it was right. He dropped every single ball that came through that he didn't catch. 2 from Sky Moore, 1 from Jerick McKinnon, and then 1 from Rashee Rice.
Okay, and that's just the
6 drops between Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney. Your number 1 and 2 options out there. That's bad.
Why do I feel like they got more drops than targets? It's insane. How does that happen?
He threw 39 times and there was 8 drops out there. So just off of that, let's see. So what does that bring us down to? 31.
Yeah, what's his completion rating?
That's a 21% drop rate. That's horrible.
His passer rating?
Huh?
Are we looking at completion rating?
No. I'm looking. That was just
the amount of drop percentage.
The drop percentage was 21%. His completion percentage 73%. That means if they don't drop anything, he's in the damn 73% range of passes. It's ugly. It's ugly.
I mean, you guys, somebody tell me he needed to eat more ketchup on his steak, bro.
That was clearly 8 drops weren't his fault. Like he's hitting dudes in the stomach, the hands, the face, and they're just dropping it. Like, come on, what can you do? Marco said 12 of 8 people have no clue about mathematics.
Oh, I like to see hey, shout out to Germany, man. That was funnier than the motherfucker because like it got me. I was trying to do the math on that. I was like, oh, 12 and 8? That doesn't even make any sense.
Oh man, and don't let us start talking about the metric system, Marco. We'll get you all fucked up.
Oh, you're getting riled up. Listen, we do miles over here, okay?
We're about to go eat a quarter pounder with cheese, and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
He's like,
a quarter pound.
They call it a Royale with cheese.
Oh man, Derek said we need to drop his ass, and he said, "I ain't talking fantasy."
Yeah, let's jump him. That's what I was saying yesterday. I said, let's beat his ass.
Man, we got to get that fucking. I got to get that drop from Smokey. You know, they're talking about Debo. I was like, man, let's jump him. Sit your ass down.
Hey, listen, he knew though. He had it right. You got to fight Debo dirty. You know, that's why Cube grabbed the brick in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm about to grab this fucking brick. Fuck this shit.
Hell yeah! And they got the 2x4 right. Fucking got him at the end with the 2x4.
He's like, man, we should have just jumped him like Smokey said.
I mean, shit. Craig got choked out. Smokey's car got all fucked up because Debo.
Hey, he even slapped my girl Nia Long too, huh?
Yeah,
he gave her a good one too. Yeah, that was it. He's like, fuck that. Fine dirty now.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Man.
Fucking, he comes up, pushes him. It's a female, and Debo pulls out the knife. Craig,
big ass motherfucker, man, with his little ass knife though.
Oh man, and fucking ease out. Here's your knife though, because I steal, I don't kill. Oh man, and Marco said, and 9 out of 10s agree, and 9 out of 10 kids agree that bullying is okay. As long as you're not the one getting bullied.
Is that how they get down in Germany?
It's got to be, right?
They're like, listen, we do the bullying. German ingenuity.
Clock coming in with the expert analysis like we need. He said, Tony fucking sucked. I think he had 10 of the 8 drops.
I'm trying to tell you, it was fucking amazing. I don't know. We got to give him an award for that one alone. Like, how did he have more drops than targets? It's awesome.
How did he have more drops by himself than the team had in total?
Bruh, he showed up in the building. Everyone started dropping because he was there, bruh.
He's a danger to himself and those around him.
5150, bro.
Get him in a straight jacket. Come on.
Hey, I bet you he'll catch the ball in a straight jacket with his neck like this. And bring it to the house, bro. That's how. Listen, bro. How you think he escapes it? How you think he escapes the facility all the time, man?
So we got to like handcuff his hands to like his pants or something, so he can only catch with his big ass neck.
Right. I remember, hey, you did be flopping the joint around. Remember when he was yelling that one time when he was at the Giants? He was on the sideline, and all the coaches and the trainers are attending to him, right? He was talking, bro. Woo! And he headbutted the fucking coach, bro.
Gave that coach a concussion real quick.
He was just hype talking, bro. Oh, get back in there, coach. Boom! Headbutted the dude.
Have you seen his picture? Like, he's got those big old eyes. Like, his eyes could probably pop out of his head and catch the ball somehow.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You remove one of his eyes, and Patrick Mahomes, like the pinpoint action, right into the eyes.
Right in the socket.
Bro got bro got like bigger eyes than Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Antonio said they got to use that stuff from the Little Giants. Yeah, the stick 'em.
Yeah, but the stick 'em. Fucking just get him right in the fucking thing. Catch it right in the helmet.
Yeah, we want, and they copied that in the replacements later. But remember the dude who couldn't catch Clifford Franklin? They were like, get your ass over here, Clifford. We're going to put something on you. He puts all the stick on. I was like, Coach, looks like I just jacked off an elephant.
The motherfucker's in his towel. He puts his leg up. Clifford Franklin. Clifford Franklin don't play.
That's the same story, different chapter, girl, in the story of Clifford Franklin.
Man, we were actually gonna do that movie tonight, but we got a football season. That movie's gonna see. That's like I said, right? When that one happens, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, yep. You know what I mean? Because the replacements is classic, bro.
Oh yeah. One, we're still gonna have it in the. We'll either do it Saturday or we'll do it next Friday. We'll see what time Nelly Nell can do it. He said he might be able to do it on Saturday.
He's gonna like that movie. I mean, who doesn't like Gene Hackman too? And Keanu. I mean, Keanu's my favorite monotone actor of all time. He's the same guy in everything, except for Bill and Ted.
That's the only one that he actually does some real acting in. But here we go.
Well, I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational, but that just wouldn't be our style. Pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory.
Last forever.
Right on, Shane. Right on. Everyone was hyped up. What the fuck? Peacock said I headbutted a coach on purpose once. He said, fuck that guy.
You have your helmet on?
Fuck yeah. Boom. And Ortiz family said, should I keep Damian Harris or Deion Jackson? Deion Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, man, here we go. The first Laporta supporter has made it. Sebastian said Laporta is that guy. Man, he was out there.
Oh, my God. What was his ass line?
He was blocking his ass off.
What was he, 5 for 37?
Hey, get some respect on his name. He was 5 for 39.
Oh, fuck, my bad. Fucking bro. Fucking ass, man. Fuck Travis Kelce. This is the best tight end in the league right now.
He's got 8.9 more points than Travis Kelce right now. Like that's all I got to say about that.
Listen, Laporta's on the block.
2 first rounders. I need 2 first rounders for Laporta if we're in the dynasty.
Hey, shout out to Kidda, bro. If you're out there, Kidda made me laugh hella funny in the $600 league because he laughs like 2 weeks or like a week ago. He picks up Laporta and he immediately puts him on the block. I was like, oh man, why did I think of that?
Fucking Kidda. And Derek said Laporta did a lot better than those others yesterday.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, hey, let's look at where Laporta was drafted compared to any of those other scrubs that were on the field last night for the Chiefs. When did Sky Moore get drafted? Is he a second rounder?
I don't want to talk about it. Oh, and yeah, he was a second rounder in reality. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who looked better than Laporta? Josh Reynolds. You know who looked better than Laporta? Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. And just wait. If Gibbs is really what everybody thinks he's going to be, and he's going to be getting like 80 receptions for the year somehow, that all the Gibbs truthers said, where's that going to leave Laporta? He's not going to have as many as Gibbs if Gibbs goes for 80.
Bro, I love how Laporta was blocking for my David Montgomery, bro. Hell yeah.
And what did Tina say? Said Monty had about twice the snaps as Justin Jameer. He was probably talking into it, and they're like, "What the fuck's a Jameer?" We'll just
you gotta just say Gibbs when you're that. Hey, he is the voice talking motherfucker like me, but that's my birthday twin.
Hey, the fantasy Rasta in the house.
Hey, Bondy joint.
He said, "What up, Huss? What up, Bogey?" He said, "Love the bucket hat on my guy. Bang bang,
bang bang, man." Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'll see you at the Church of Zion. You know what I mean?
And Tino said, "What did Hawkinson do?" Oh yeah, let's go back and let's look at that. His very first game in the NFL. Hold on, let me pull it up on.
We're gonna take you back, way back
in time. We got to get that drop.
Yeah,
no, baby.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
See, look at this. Hawkinson said, "Hold my beer, bro." 6 receptions, 131 yards, and a tug. Sam Laporta ain't shit.
But see, wasn't TJ Hawkinson like second or third? Like, what wasn't he? Oh no, Eric
Ebron. First rounder, right?
Yeah, but who was higher though? Because I know Eric Ebron was.
Eric Ebron still, like, besides Pitts, I think still the highest tight end drafted.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was like 9 or 10 or some shit like that.
Yeah, what was TJ Hawkinson drafted at?
Let's see. Drafted first round, 8th overall.
Oh, so you okay, Hawk.
And it's funny because, like, Hawkinson, he pretty much had more points in that game than he had the entire year after that.
Yeah. That was the 2019, correct?
2019, yeah.
Yeah, because that was the first year I started doing the pod, and I remember there was this guy, Kingsley, and it's awesome because I've seen a Kingsley pop up in our chat over the years, but I don't know if it's the same dude. But and I only did uploads back then, and he would be in the comments. Do I start TJ Hawkinson this week? And I'm like, no. Don't do it.
But yeah, so anybody who says how Sam Laporta is that guy, I'm just gonna remind everyone how TJ Hawkinson started off on his first game.
This is actually better if you're a Laporta supporter because you know, I mean, you want a gradual buildup, and what your takeaway from this game should be that he never left the field. He's out there blocking as well. So those are the tight ends that don't leave the field, and when you're on the field, you have an opportunity to get you fantasy points. So I tend to like having those tight ends anyway. You know what I mean? George Kittle is like he's the rich man version of that. You know what I mean?
That's it. And Scott said Hawkinson was trash year one. He was very trash. But if you remember all the people, because man, I mean, rookie hype in fantasy football has been going back for years and years and years. And Hawkinson was one of those guys, like shit, drafted 8th overall. Oh man, he's gonna get the keys to the offense over there. And then he has over 100 yards and a tug year one. People lost their shit for TJ Hawkinson. And then they really, really lost their shit when he was just trash the rest of the year and had any games nowhere in the vicinity of that one.
And then when he finally blows up for us, it's with Minnesota, and it's years later because that's what usually happens with tight ends. Not everybody is George Kittle or Gronk or Evan Ingram for that matter, where their rookie year they kind of fired out the gate. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Travis Kelce took like 3 years before we wanted him in fantasy.
It's tight ends, bro. You know what I mean? They don't just naturally, especially like looking for Evan Ingram. He's a purely pass catching tight end. And the only reason he had a rookie year the way he did is because OBJ went down, Sterling Shepard went down. There was no Saquon yet, so it was just he was the only game in town. You know what I mean?
And Clock said, "I'm going to try to trade for Mahomes now." That's what we said, man. Like, there's probably going to be so many dumbass people out there say, "Oh, Mahomes only had 226 yards and 2 TDs and 1 interception." But like, I get the thing that I guess people probably don't even realize is how beastly Detroit's secondary is. We were talking about that, even though they lost Okuda. I mean,
that's kind of a tell. They're okay with it.
Yeah.
They're like, it's all right. Well, we don't want to pay him eventually. He already had a season-ending injury. We'll move on from him.
Jerry Jacobs is hella solid. Nobody even knows who that motherfucker is, and he's a solid-ass cornerback for Detroit. He was fantasy viable last year, like as a rookie.
Yeah, you were highlighting him on yesterday's show, and I was like, who's that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and CJ Gardner-Johnson's so dope. Like, I don't know. Like, that's what's stupid about like sleeper, because they had him projected for 0 points. Like, we knew he was gonna play. Like, you don't pay him and then like not play him, but we didn't know if he was gonna be like in the nickel, down in coverage, or if he was gonna be like, you know, the actual strong safety or whatever. He was the strong safety, and he's gonna be racking up a lot of tackles all year.
Give me money.
Yeah. And but yeah, go trade for Mahomes like right now. Like anybody who's panicking, take advantage of that panic. And John said, "Does Goff finally get respect?" I don't think so.
I mean, we call him Goffle.
He
was kind of Goffle last night. I mean, respect as in reality. Like,
I kind of respect him enough to draft him. I drafted him.
Let's go down. Let's go down the Goffle history in a nutshell. I mean, he started off. He was with Fisher. Everybody was doomed with Fisher, right? It was, and matter of fact, Baker Mayfield. Who we talking about? Jared Goffle. Jared Goffle's rookie year, he was actually in the building with Case Keenum and Nick Foles. And then the following year, they get rid of Fish, and all 3 of those guys get to the playoffs on different teams, except for obviously Goffle with the Rams, because that's when they got McVay, and that's why he had success with McVay, and that whole coaching tree was awesome, bro. From Zach Taylor to fucking to Shane Waldron, who's with the Seahawks for the last 2 years. That's why they've been looking really good on offense, and no one ever thought Geno could look good again, right? Would you say that's a system thing? Because it was the same system to make Goffle look good, and then once the league caught on. By 2019, by 2019, it was kind of over for them. And in 2020, Sean McVay kind of recreated that offense again. You know what I'm saying? And they got back into the playoffs that year. But see, Goffle is just the type you can't get nobody over the hump. I mean, y'all remember that Super Bowl against the Patriots, right?
No touchdowns.
Yeah, 0 touchdowns. And they figured out in that 2-week preparation, when they cut off that communication from Goffle to the coach, he's not changing that play because he's Goffle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they would wait till that play clock cut off the communication. then the defense would switch their look, and Goffle didn't know what the fuck to do. This happens in the Super Bowl, biggest stage, the grandest stage in a copycat league. Everyone knew how to stop the Rams for like the next like season and a half. It was like, you know what I'm saying? That's why they had to go against Stafford.
I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough respect for Goffle to start him over Tua. It's funny because for 2 seconds, Goff was starting over Tua in a single. And I put him in. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Putting Tua back in. Fuck off.
I mean, like, that's another shootout game too. So I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? Like for me, on paper, that was the second highest point total game, the Dolphins Chargers. So yeah. I mean, even shout out to the Cannabis Guardian Angel yesterday. He was like, "Am I crazy? You know, golf over Cousins?" Like, nah, don't.
Oh man, you just made me. Super Saiyan just made me think of a drop that we need to get. He said, I respect him enough to have him on my bench. Remember 40-year-old virgin? I respect him enough that I completely stay away from him.
I mean, he's scared of the pussy. He's putting the pussy on the pedestal.
What is this pussy on the pedestal? This is the third time I've heard this.
And I will say, too, just simple things. Goffle needs simple things like a good offensive line. And when he didn't have that with the Rams, it was bad. But when he did have it for 2017 and 18, it was awesome. Andrew Whitworth on that left side was just holding it down, bro. Like, they got the run game going. Think about that. Since Todd Gurley, can you speak of a run game from the Rams? Fuck no.
Cam Akers for like 3 games.
Because the line just destroyed everything for them. And it's still doing that to him to this day. You get Goff over there with the Lions, all of a sudden he's dealing. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's easy to deal when you're not getting hit in 2 seconds.
Yeah. You need simple things, right? He's a simple man, that Goffle. And I think my nickname for Goffle for him is better. That shows that I respect him, because for the longest he was Jared from Subway, and that's how we did it.
But now he's a little bit better than that. Now he's a little bit better.
Now he's Jared Goffle. Put some respect on his name.
Oh, okay. It was Dion said she loves skills on Twitch, by the way. There we go. All right.
I like it. Shout out to Dion.
And Dennis shouting it out. We want the funk. Gotta have that
funk.
Peacock said, excuse me while I go pick up Likely everywhere. Hold on.
What happened?
We got bad news about
we got a Schmarks something? Schmarks speaking in code.
Because the thing that we heard yesterday was that he practiced and that he was trending towards playing.
You might have re-aggravated that secret injury.
I don't see anything.
It's a secret.
This is fucking weird, though, for the Patriots. No Ramondre Stevenson at practice. What the fuck? It's Friday.
What does that mean?
Man.
I mean, is it a personal day, maybe?
I don't know.
I fucking hate
because this is just the open port. This is just the open portion, like news of practice. Like they just didn't see Stevenson out there, and that's all they said. He's not at practice. Yeah, we're gonna have to be paying attention for this. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, you know what sucks too is that like they keep everything so tight, so close to the vest over there. Like he could have been late for a practice and said, "Go home."
And Dennis, no, we didn't do the grades on the ladies' leagues yet. We're getting ready to pull that up here very shortly. And Austin said Andrews has a quad. We don't know if it's a strain, a bruise, or what's the issue. Okay,
but we do know he's a diabetic, so like this is why, like, you know what I mean. It might have been hard for him to get over this. You know what I mean? Remember,
Sebastian said Belichick's countering the Eagles with no RB starter. Like they got 4 starters. He's like, I don't got 1 starter.
I like that. There it is. Because anything better than Stevenson's not gonna play. Like
right. Like why? Like
scaring me, man.
Fuck, that'd be so weird. Brian Burns is at practice though. So for anyone who was tripping about Brian Burns because of the contract and him not going to practice, he's at least back out at practice.
Got a lot of Brian Burns too.
Yeah, and I didn't want to have to go pull him out everywhere and pause. Yeah, fuck that.
Hey, listen, bro. Listen, shout out to my man Bernie. He just wanted his bread.
They didn't give it to him yet, though. And let's see who's the Facebook user. Scott. He said, I got Javonte and White in my lineup. Should I sub one of them for Hall or P. Ryan? I don't know what the Broncos are going to do with the backfield. I think Hall is limited to start.
It's insane because on Monday they was talking about you know, we expect Samaje Perine to have a heavy dose early on in the season, right? And you could read between the lines. To me, it's like, oh, because Javonte, they're gonna bring him back slowly off this ACL. Then on Wednesday, Sean Payton comes out. He's like, yeah, we're gonna hit it hard with Javonte. He said something. I'm paraphrasing.
He said he's gonna it was either he's gonna be a big part of the offense or he's gonna have a lot of work in this offense.
Yeah, he said something along the lines, and I was like, damn, I'm so confused.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
It's fucking week 1. I need to see it. Like I almost like everything's fugazi right now. Like if things they say. Sometimes we got to remember we're back in the season, brother. Sometimes there's coach speak here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it's real. Like Dan Campbell when he says, "Hey, we're not going to give Gibbs that much work this game," and they didn't do that. I mean, they did do that. You know what I mean? So
yeah. We got to listen. There's some coaches that are going to lie, like Shanahan and Belichick and all that. And then there's some coaches that are going to tell the truth, like Pete Carroll, like Jack. Like,
hey, that's my favorite when people go, "So Bogey, let me ask you, what do you think Shanahan means about that?" No, he lied.
He's the opposite.
He's a liar.
Oh man,
you don't got to tell him the truth,
right? I mean, you have to give information. You have to answer the questions. No one said you have to answer the questions truthfully.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start putting the motherfuckers on the polygraph.
But if you're good, you can pass that polygraph. You get hella high, just lower your heart rate.
Yeah, because if someone says, "Are you Bogard Scott free?" I'd be like, "Nope." And they'd be like, "Oh my god, he told the truth."
Like all you have to do is just pay attention to Keanu Reeves and go to his school of acting, and you can pass any polygraph out there.
You know, there's a good movie he acts well in. You ever seen Knock Knock?
No.
It's just a random movie where these two hot chicks show up at his door in the rainstorm.
You've told me about this before.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. Someone go watch Knock Knock and be like, bruh.
I like the one where he's like the serial killer.
Oh, is that some the Night Stalker or the Watcher? The Watcher?
The Watcher, there you go.
Yeah, he plays a creep, huh? Real good.
Yeah. Oh man, Fearless Double XL said that movie's crazy. Okay, so he's seen it.
Right?
Seen it.
Oh my god, they ruined this guy's life.
And JPZ, I said, damn, no Stevenson.
It was free pizza.
Stevenson was just
free
not a
pizza.
And that's how they got him free pizza?
No, because it's like that's what he's yelling out. Because basically 2 pieces of hot pussy just show up at his door, drenched in like asking to use the phone for Uber. They're looking for a party. He lives in Hollywood. He lives like in the Hollywood Hills. He's like a fucking famous architect. His wife's a famous artist. And then they live in like a panoramic house with fucking, it's all panoramic glass and shit. So it's like these motherfuckers were just watching him, you know what I mean? And then as soon as the family leaves on a little vacay and he's just working at home on his little fucking project, and they just come in there and they fuck his brains out and just ruin his house and put it on Facebook and fucking, then they tell him they're youngsters like, oh, I'm not even 18. He's like, oh, free pizza. And like, it gets really dark. It's insane.
Oh man.
Yeah. And he has crazy ass yellow teeth in there and he's a smoker. It's like, almost like, it's like real life him.
And so yeah, JPZ, we just got to be monitoring. I don't know if Stevenson is in trouble of not playing or not, but it's super weird that he's not out there on a Friday.
You know what though? I'm not gonna sweat it because I'm gonna sweat it if it's one of those Belichick things where like Stevenson showed up late or something. He's like, fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Because they don't play that shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about anything. I don't even want to speculate like that. Like, let's just wait. Because I don't want to get myself nervous about Stevenson.
I mean, he could have took Fridays. I would have liked it if it was Saturday, right? Because Saturdays are just walkthroughs, right? Because then Fridays, like it's like the final installations. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's what scares me. Is like if you're not there on a Friday practice, bro, you might not be in like any of these certain packages, bro. You know what I mean?
And Super Saiyan said, if Stevenson doesn't play, do we plug in Zeke's fat ass? I'm not. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, be very familiar with the Eagles defense. It's a bad offensive line.
Horrible offensive line.
Yeah, that's why we like Stevenson so much because that ball got to come out quick because that pressure's coming fast. And Stevenson, did it to the tune of 51 receptions on early downs last year out of 69. You know what I mean?
69, dudes.
And Big BS said, Sky, give me more. then 0.4.
Was that a haiku?
I don't think it was, but it definitely rhymed.
Yeah.
And
yeah. What is haiku? 575?
I don't know. It's something.
5, 8, 7, 8. I don't know.
Hold on. Let's see.
I'm going to try to talk in all haikus for the rest of the show.
3 lines, 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second line, and 5 in the third.
Ooh, look at that. I hit it 575. Look at me. I hit that. Look at. No, look at me. Hell yeah.
I hit that.
I hit that shit. Bitch. Told you. Ha ha ha.
And Rasta said, how many leagues you guys in this year? He said I was in 10 last year, now 17. So I when I tried to add not too many more this year.
43 total for me. But what is it? 14 of them? 15. 14 are best balls?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just sounds cooler saying 43.
I'm in 120, 74 of them are best ball. 46 are redraft and dynasty. And some
man, you got a problem. You make me feel better about myself.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what
I feel bad. You think you're having more fun than me. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I'm having enough fun.
Yeah, you guys say a problem. I say more fun.
You know what I'm saying? You say problem, I say party. You know what I mean?
Oh man, shit's so funny. And Dennis said, Husky, I said you 15 for Sunday. Yeah, for sure. We have no idea what we're gonna do and what kind of parlays we're gonna place. That'll be probably a Sunday morning like type thing that we do. That's when we were doing it last year.
Yep.
So yeah, you can send it in.
I like to wait down in a moment and just feel it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was feeling the fuck out of that Lions spread all week because this man they were a covering machine. Like, okay, here's one. What's the Viking spread this week?
What up, Charter? Well, we'll get into that. Let's not do that right now.
Yeah, we got some reviews. We got some reviews to do. Let's do it.
And what up, Charter? He said Mahomes and the Chiefs not the top team without Kelsey. I think they still could be, but Kelsey, I mean, he's the piece he's the straw that stirs the drink.
The AFC is deep as a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? All things considered, like, I mean, we got to see everything how it looks. Because if you still ask me, I'm just going to say they're just the best team in that division. And then when you get out into that conference, it's deep too. So, you know what I mean?
Holy shit. Dennis said I made the jump from 1 league last year to 38 this year.
Let's fucking go. Okay.
What's the percentage on that? That's like a 20,000% increase or something right there.
I mean, that's some hella exponential growth right there. I will say this: you got to get a routine going. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you manage all these things. You know what I'm saying? You get a routine.
Like I was doing all my shit on Tuesday. Like for Thursday, like I was setting my Thursday lineups and waiver wires at the same time.
You feel me? Like on a goddamn Wednesdays, that's when I set all my lineups. Like the dynasties, they kind of take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real thing too in the dynasties, because it's like in week 1, I'm arguing myself with linebackers hella because I have all these linebackers everywhere. I'm like, okay.
And here's what you can't slack on if you got hella dynasties or just hella leagues in general. Like I bet there's a lot of people yesterday, if they have multiple leagues, they go in, they take out Travis Kelce. But if you do it before he's actually out, you can't put him on the IR.
Nope. You got to put him on the IR.
I went in and I took him out of everywhere, and then I had to go back, and then I had to put him on the IR everywhere after he was actually like declared out.
Yep. Because then I went to go swoop on stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got to make those moves.
Like I've been staring at Salvan Ahmed in that fucking $600 league. The moment I was able to put Kelsey in there, I was like, boom, I'm gonna grab him just to speculate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Peacock said I had 15 leagues last year. I cut that down to 20 leagues this year.
I mean, this is a year of crazy math, right?
Yeah.
More drops and targets. You know what I mean? Less leagues, but more. We're cutting down. It's like when you say cut the lights on.
Cut on the lights.
Yeah, cut on the lights.
Rasta said that's awesome. He said I feel like I'll be in over 20 next year, and I always do about 80 best ball. He said I got to get those in there because it's fun, man, for drafting. Like I mean, I I don't think I would be as on point with drafting if I didn't draft in 74 of those and all the mocks and everything. Like, man, Tino says, like, man, this dude's got like, what, 500 hours of draft time under his belt in the offseason. It legit might be something crazy like that.
We actually have an apprenticeship program that requires roughly about 500 hours of drafting. You know what I mean? Then you get the internship. You know what I mean?
And Tino said, did Kelsey make Mahomes or did Mahomes make Kelsey? Well, Kelsey did it for a couple years before that, but they made each other. Like
Kelsey helped make the Alex Smith that we came to know and love.
I'm just gonna say that's a match made in heaven that helped them both like turn into like Hall of Famers, like, you know, just in a couple years of being together.
Andy Reid drafted Jason Kelsey to the Eagles. Then he goes to the Chiefs, drafts Travis Kelsey to the Chiefs, and he's also the one who drafted Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I think Andy Reid is he's summing those cheeseburgers, B.
But one thing that we do see, the Chiefs being as top heavy as they are, not having Chris Jones fucking hurt. I don't even know if they only had one sack like on the game. Like that's pretty bad. I know that the Lions offensive line is good, but still there was like no pressure like on Goff. He maybe had like 2 or 3 QB hits and the one sack. Like that's it. They weren't really getting to him. And then when you have literally nobody out there at wide receiver, like it hurts. Like it really does hurt.
Everybody hurts sometimes. And welcome to Fantasy Row, y'all, where everybody lives on Fantasy Row. That's WROE for those that don't know, the wide range of emotion. Fantasy Row, welcome.
And Tino said, facts, Huss. Chris Jones's price just went up. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
I mean, Nick Bosa signed that thing and said, give me better than Aaron Donald money. And then he said, I need better than Nick Bosa money. That's what Chris Jones said. He was like, damn it. Now his difference was like $4 or $5 million. Now the difference of talks now 14 million. Nick Bosa's like, give me 34. Give me 34.
Oh yeah. And Sebastian said, best fantasy show in the game. Let's go. What up, homie?
What up, Sebastian?
And
that's the big homie Bash right there.
Yeah, Fearless Double XL said, how much wide receiver help do you think KC needs? He said Tony and Watson won't cut it. They need all the wide. They need to make a mid-season trade.
Much help.
I can't even show you how much help they need.
This much.
Did you ever think that they would need Juju more than they need him right now? Like, man, that's how bad they are out there.
Everybody hurts.
They need to trade whatever picks they need to trade, make some kind of fucking mid-season trade for any kind of wide receiver. Better fucking.
Well, they better not pick up Kenny Golladay, bro.
No. I didn't say anything like that. I said trade for a wide receiver. He ain't even on a team. He's not even on a team right now.
You know what's crazy?
Oh shit! Charter said KC should get Mike Evans.
I was just about to say that, but what's crazy is that it's like I don't think they could fit his unless they wait till like the trade deadline.
What if they do a CMC kind of deal where he literally pushed it all off and like he was worth like what, not even $1 million against the cap year one.
I mean, they could do that because it's like going to KC. It's like you probably do that for free. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Well, because it just means he's getting money up front. Like that's what
I mean. Mike, see, here's the thing. Like okay, they didn't even get DeAndre Hopkins. How about that? You know what I mean?
That shit ain't happening now.
No, I'm saying they didn't even get him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, okay, here, just to kind of switch gears, right? Because I know, like, you know what I'm saying? With the Nick Bosa signing, people didn't really realize. So after the Nick Bosa signing, right, they restructured Trent Williams and George Kittle to free up like $23 million, bro. I think they're not done. They might even pay Ayuk, bro, because like, you know what I'm saying? You start to look at the landscape now. Because I bet you Ayuk is someone that they try to call for. He's out of conference, right? But they, but the Niners are not going to trade him. But I'm saying, like, Mike Evans.
And is this Ayuk's 4th year, or is he on his?
He's the first rounder in 2020. So 2021, 2023. So this is
next year. Yeah, next year.
Yeah, and we definitely picked up his 5th-year option. So, you know what I mean?
49ers spending that paper.
I mean, we got to, because now the blessing in disguise is that the Brock is so fucking cheap. You know what I mean? It's even cheaper than what we would have accomplished with Lance. You know what I mean? Because that was the goal of getting a young QB to begin with, is to be able to pay this array of stars and keep this team together. God fucking damn it.
One Nation, spend it.
Spend it.
Uh-oh. Juggernaut in the house. What?
It's funny. One of my neighbors was walking by right now. No, not you. Do the show.
It's got a flashback from 1990s.
Right. All of a sudden, I got a hankering for a bud. Yeah, but see, going back to the Chiefs now, right? I mean, they're not going to do that. They look at this. They even traded away Tyreek Hill. This is how much I don't think they will bring in a receiver, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And they want
Yeah, but we know why they traded away Tyreek.
I know you want the money though, but see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, all right. Who else is out there? Let's keep playing this game. Who we trading for to the Chiefs?
I mean,
Cooper Kupp.
They said
there it is. Give me Cooper Kupp.
Maybe.
Fucking do it. Buy the championship. Just like the Rams did.
I mean, it could be Chris Godwin or Mike Evans, right? They already said that both guys.
Godwin in his name.
They said both guys could be on the move if they're not doing good early in the season.
He has Godwin winning his name. Then with Mahomes. Okay, I like that. Out of
Rasta said, nah, Rashee Rice is going to be that dude in no time. I don't know.
Second rounder.
Yeah, I mean, they want him to be the guy. They drafted him to be the guy.
I mean, he looked the best.
We've seen him whiff on first and second rounders, before. It's not like that hasn't happened.
Yeah, I think when they get Kelsey back, everything goes back to like normalcy.
Yeah, where all these guys just get like 1 to 3 targets a game and we don't give a shit.
And Sky Moore becomes that baseline target guy. Yeah, speaking into existence.
Oh, man. Let's see. All right, let's jump over here to the Women's Fantasy League. And let me mark down. All right. The WFL, the Women's Fantasy League. And we're starting it off with cleats and cleavage here. So it is super flex. Got a tight end spot, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and how many flex spots? And 1 flex spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 starters. 8 starters. And so cleats and cleavage starts off with Patrick Mahomes. I wonder if she's panicking today after that game. And then follows it up with Josh Jacobs, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, Aaron Jones, Darren Waller, DeAndre Swift, Kenny Pickett, Pacheco. And I believe Pacheco starts the bench. Yep. Pacheco, Juju, P. Ryan, Quentin Johnston, Algier, Hunter Renfro, and Kareem Hunt. I don't like that Juju's gonna have to be in that lineup, right?
I like it. You like it? I mean, it's a great band-aid until you get Cooper Kupp back. I would assume he's the predominant slot guy.
Here's some wide receivers that went after Cooper Kupp. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, and Jalen Waddle. Those all went in the 3rd round. After
any of those guys would. I mean, but it's also too like if
they only drafted this a couple days ago as well.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna fault anybody for because it was a couple days ago before they started talking this IR potential and even like missing the week 1, and we already knew that. So the Cooper Kupp shouldn't have went there to begin with. But I mean, how versed is she in the info? You know what I mean? Because that could have been just as simple as that. Like she's like, oh, Cooper Kupp's here, boom. You know what I mean?
She's versed in the info. She has me helping her with a bunch of drafts and stuff. But this was one of those ones where she didn't want any help. She's going to war.
It's the women's because it's the women's one, bro.
Going to war with all the ladies. But yeah, I mean it's solid. I feel like getting Kenny Pickett super late was nice, but like DeAndre Swift, Darren Waller, like there's some holes here. I mean, this is definitely going to be like a C for me. And like
single QB.
No, super flex.
Okay, yeah.
It's not horrible. I like Kenny Pickett late.
Love Kenny Pickett late, right?
Yeah, it's DeAndre Swift, Waller. I mean, Cooper Kupp, I mean, that kind of spoils it for me there because there's like so many other good wide receivers you could have got that went, just in that round. And Dennis said, my wife said grade hers. All right. Let her know. We don't hold back.
Shout out to Mrs. Minnesota Dennis.
Yeah. And she said she didn't want no help from Dennis. She said she could mess up her own team if she wants to. She doesn't need his help. She starts it off with Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson.
Hit the drop.
Hey, Super Flex QB Premium started off very nasty there. Got Najee and Ken Walker with the next picks after that. And then Amari the Pooper Scooper and DJ Moore. I'm not mad at that duo for winning.
Got a nice little stack action. She's killing that, bro.
Now, she lost me here with the Kincaid. I think I would have rather went in a different direction. But Evan Ingram did get picked one pick right before she picked Kincaid. But let's see.
It could have induced the pick, right? Like, oh, tight ends are going. Oh, I'm gonna get my tight end here. Maybe that was her tight end target.
At that point, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was the 8th tight end. So she took Kincaid as the 9th tight end off the board.
I'm not mad at it.
There were people like Freiermuth still out there, Higbee, Dalton Schultz, and then the Everetts and those two ones of the world.
I'll be honest, I'd probably take a shot on all those guys. And then pair up Kincaid later on, but Kincaid probably would have went before those guys, honestly. So,
but even that's the first pick that we're nitpicking out of all of hers.
Yeah,
and then she goes back with the Brock and gets Brock Purdy. It's a super flex. If you have more than 2 QBs, you're automatically at a little bit of an advantage because if you don't like trade or acquire another QB or whatever, at least you have that second QB for the bye week games. Like that's important. That's 2 games where your QBs are going to be on bye. Now you got the filler. Yeah. And none of her QBs have the same bye.
So. And it's the Brock.
Yeah.
Killer third right there.
Who is this Rudy Poo?
And then in the 9th round, goes and gets Brian Robinson, caught a bullet in his bubble goose.
Let's go.
And then Dotson in the 10th round.
Well, obviously,
Dennis, you said you were going to help her. Why don't you get her to help you with some of your drafts? She's doing solid over here. And then Elijah Mitchell probably would have went in a different direction.
Yeah, I would have went more receiver depth, but she got robust RB and the QB. Like she can make moves here.
Chig probably would have went in a different direction. Got Romeo Dubs in the 13th. I mean, we'll see what they.
I like that a lot. You know me, love some Romeo.
And then got Spears and Osborne, I mean, kind of whatever. But
she got a piece of Minnesota right there.
Yeah.
Good piece to have. You know what I mean? They're big Minnesota Viking fans over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is right off the bat. Like, this is like.
I'm going to give this so far. I'm not gonna front, bro. This is like a B+, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say that this is like a B+ here. I mean, maybe it downgrades a little bit because of like the wide receiver
tight end.
You have to be your team has to be amazing from top to bottom to get an A. So getting a B+ with us is almost like getting an A.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the starters and the benches. You know what I mean? But
got Dotson on the bench, so at least they have one solid guy.
Got her 4 receivers, and she got her 4 or 5 running backs. You know what I mean? 4 of them are viable. You know what I mean?
And those Osborne, Spears. I mean,
Dubs. She got 5 receivers.
You give him a couple weeks,
6.
but like Chig, those 3 guys. I mean, they may be off your squad by week 1 for waiver wire pickups. Like, who knows? Let's jump in. Well, how about since Chaotic just jumped in here and she said, "Told you, Dennis, she was going to be good."
What's up, Kay?
And Facebook user said, "Mama should have grabbed Njoku." I probably would have wanted Njoku over Kincaid, and they literally went back-to-back pick. That's who Chaotic got with the pick right after. Let's go over Chaotic's team. So Chaotic starts off with Trevor Lawrence and Tua. Very nice.
Nice. She got her man. You know, big Jacksonville Jaguar fan. You know what I'm saying? She love her some They use the same shampoo, bro.
Dennis said she's over here doing the gritty because she got a B+. Tell her to film that and then throw it in the chat over there. And so Lawrence and Tua to start gets I wonder how many Florida players she has on her team here. I mean, she starts 2 right there, and then gets Waddle in the third, then gets Devonta Smith, Pierce, Keenan Allen, Joku, Christian Kirk, CJ Stroud, Antonio Gibson. So that's her second running back. I love me some Gibson, but she went a hero RB approach, and there's not too much depth behind it. Michael Thomas, then Mostert, then Bateman. Minus points there.
Don't fall for the bait, man. Ma'am.
Singletary and Mayer. And Tino said, to be fair, grabbing all Florida players is a good strategy. Hey, it's not a bad one.
Not a bad strategy. I gotta give it like a C. Like
I gotta give it better than that. I do think that Mama Bears was better, but this is like a B minus, maybe even.
I give it like a C plus.
Because the only weak spot is the RB,
the running back, yeah.
But still,
and that's how most of my teams look like anyway. That's why I know she'll be all right. Because I always do that shit. I'll go hero and just chance it, and then my running backs will look sharp, but I'll be stacked everywhere else. But you know, it's also because it's a personal preference for me. I'm not a Christian Kirk guy. Yeah, you know what I mean, she is. You know what I mean? So you know, it's a little. You know, I'm giving it a C.
And who is this on Facebook? Steven, he said, is Ken Walker going to play on Sunday with the groin injury again? There's something we got to monitor.
Again? Fuck me.
Yeah. So you guys make sure that you are tapped in because we go live every single day, 1 o'clock West Coast time, where we're bringing you the updated news.
Yeah. We do that show around that time specifically because we get all the West Coast practice reports. So, you know, we're going to have everything for y'all because this is the real big practice report of the week.
And you guys got to make sure that you are here for the Sunday pre-show because there's going to be so much news that we literally don't know about until then. So you guys got to make sure you are tapped in. We're going to be here 2 or 3 hours at least before the games start.
Yes, sir.
And Fearless said, would you trade Dameon Pierce and Metcalf for Derrick Henry? I still have some wide receivers I can throw in for Metcalf. I'd have Jacobs, Eckler, and Henry. So I don't like weakening a position just to make an extra position like that much
you're
better.
Okay at running back already. Yeah. I'd rather have for the long haul of the year. You're gonna want what you have already.
Yeah,
you have good depth there. And DK, that's paying up to get Henry. If you ask me, DK, I like DK. I'm not like I think people are sleeping on him. He's their red zone target. He's gonna, you know, he's always fourth. Ever since he's been in the league, he's been top 4 in red zone targets at the wide receiver position. That's not going to go away.
Yeah. And Caddick said I had to go with my gut. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, hell yeah. She's a savage. We've been in the hell leagues with this. That's a K build right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times have I said, like, if there's one position I'm okay with being weak at, it's the RB2. Because there's always going to be some random running backs that pop up on the waivers. You just got to be quicker than everybody else. That's the issue. And if a lot of people follow us, you're going to get the information at the same time. So you got to be paying attention more than everybody else is.
And my mother raised me better than that. C+.
And Austin said I'll be tapped in all of Sunday to help out with injuries in the chat if you need it. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, Austin. And for those that don't know, Austin is our sports doctor.
Yeah.
He's our injury specialist.
And Marco said, would you trade Pacheco for a first rounder next year? Like trade him away? If I was rebuilding, but like if I'm going for it at all, I'm not.
I'll buy him for a first round. I'm a savage. And I know you are too, Marco. You're a Sagittarius. That's what we do.
Tino said, I listen to the weekday shows so I don't get fined, but the Sunday show is why I'm here. Damn right. Damn right. Yeah. Nobody's got a more lit pregame show on Sunday than us. Nobody, baby.
Literally, huh?
Yeah. Go find a better one. I dare you.
No, I'm talking about they can find a worse one. If they were smoking more than us, I'd be like, okay, they're more lit.
Exactly.
See, ain't nobody as lit as us, man.
Hell yeah. And Fearless, that's what I figured is a balanced team. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that's for redraft. That's something I've really been preaching more and more this year. It's all about the even build.
The long haul of the season. We actually have 14 games in the regular season now, and I love that. It's also just you got to remember it's a long season. Derrick, I wouldn't want to give up massive pieces to get a Derrick Henry that might help me and then fall apart on me You know what I mean?
I mean, what's the difference going to be from Derrick Henry to Dameon Pierce versus like DK Metcalf to like whatever fucking, makeshift wide receiver you try to throw in there? Like, that's kind of how I'd be basing it.
Yeah. I mean, and like, I think Dameon Pierce in that wide zone scheme, that 49er-esque scheme they're going to run, he's going to do well in there.
Chaotic. Now she's just trying to stunt. Also, FYI, I drafted while I was driving.
Oh, there you go. She's a woman on the go. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, probably had a briefcase in handy and just ready on the road.
But that's a chaotic build if I've ever seen one. I mean, we've been drafting with her for like the last 2 years. I mean,
yeah, and if it's a lot of Florida guys in the mix, we know it's a chaotic build.
You know what I mean?
Juggernaut said, "Who should I start, Cooks or Juju?" I'm gonna go Cooks. Juju's got some good corners he's gonna get matched up against.
And even if he is the slot guy, like a Juju stat line's like 7 for 70. You know what I mean?
Yeah, touchdown if you're lucky.
Yeah, and I'm happy with the 14 points if I get 7 for 70, right? Brandon Cooks, like I'm 58 because that's what you need, right, to get 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like he'll get 1,000, right?
Yeah, like that's his floor, 58.
58 yards a game.
Yeah,
I'll go Juju. I like the floor. I'm a pussy. Higher upside with Brandon Cooks.
Bonus hole.
Might be a lower scoring game though, too. Divisional matchup.
Tino said, "I'll be drunk Sunday morning. I expect nothing less." And he said, "When I'm drunk, I give the best gambling advice."
Yeah, hell yeah. We gotta get Tino's picks going.
Yeah. Elias said that. So which tight end are you guys picking up on waivers? Yeah, right. That's going to be a theme of the week. Because anybody who is smart, you just take Kelsey out of the lineup, and they can still wait to pick up your guy. I mean, if there's multiple guys out there, I'm still on that G-Eazy, the Gerald Everett.
Yeah, if he's out there for sure. And then Tyler Higbee, Hunter Henry, Logan Thomas, guys like that. Because like if you can just grab like two of these guys, if you can manage to hold on to them. And just watch this weekend, and you'll have a solid gauge of the
wafers. That's the free one.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Kelsey in there, and we actually have a tight end spot in there. That was another reason. No tight end premium, but that's why I had Kelsey. I made the move. I picked up Logan Thomas, inserted him for Kelsey for week 1.
Is he a go? We'll get his practice report today too.
All right, he was a full go because
let's go.
He shaved that Q off. No more Q.
Old man Logan. Let's go.
The new Kelsey. He's going to be the new Kelsey in 2023. He's going to be a poor man's Travis Kelsey because he's got Eric Bieniemy over there.
Yeah, poor man's homeless man's version, right?
Hey, Antonio, thanks for this. Where'd you see this? He said Stevenson expected to play on Sunday despite being absent from practice. Maybe.
Thank you, birthday twin.
Maybe because Bill Belichick is always getting other guys involved for specific reasons. What if he's like, Stevenson, you rest for today because we know exactly what you're going to do. But we need to figure out of all these fucks here who we're actually going to have play on Sunday and who's not going to make the cut for Sunday and be a healthy scratch.
I know. They better not be pulling no Bellatrix on us and make him one of those guys on that healthy scratch list because I've seen him do it.
Yeah, that would have. Okay, Antonio said Fantasy Life notification for sure. So, and what you could do on there with the Fantasy Life notifications, it shows where it actually came from. So I'm going to pull that up right now.
Probably a New England, like fucking local beat reporter or something. Because
Patriots beat reporter. There we go.
Because then I was gonna say those are the ones that are right there on the asking the questions after the practice and shit.
Yeah. And that used to be my cheat code before that app existed. I would literally go search for a beat reporters for every single team and just turn on all their notifications. So like I was getting blown up by Twitter, like Fantasy Life,
Yeah. I remember Candlestick early on. He followed like this Twitter thing and it compiled everybody.
Yeah.
Like, right. And he was like, bro, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That was the reason why I was able to get Nick Chubb before everybody, was just having the Twitter alerts and seeing that Carlos Hyde got traded. And I was like working from home and I got the notification on my phone and I was like on a call with the customer. I was like, I got to call you back in 20 minutes. And I just hung up Like, this is not a drill. I got him on all 8 teams that I had. I felt really good. Whew. And then I went and posted it in the group. If Nick Chubb's still available, you better go get him. And everyone's like, why? And it doesn't matter. Go get him. You're wasting time.
You know what's hella funny is that I was the crazy asshole that year in all 5 of my leagues that still was holding on to Chubb. I drafted him.
That's good though. Like, man,
I held on to that motherfucker.
Yeah, you had to keep him for like.
Because look, do you remember week 3? Week 3 that year, 2018. I think it was week 3.
Was
they
that
go
the
into
3
Oakland.
touches, 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, they go into Oakland and Nick Chubb destroys them.
It was like 3 touches, 150 something yards, and 2 tugs. I
was like, I'm holding on to him forever.
That should have been why everybody held on to him. Because I swear that year he was drafted in all 8 leagues that I was in, not by me.
And
he was dropped in all 8 leagues and picked up by me in all 8 leagues. And that was one of those pieces that got me to 4 championships, and I won 3 of them.
Fucking Zeke better not come out and just dominate these touches. I'm gonna kill him, that fat motherfucker.
That's what I had to tell people. Don't ask why, just go fucking get him. Like, ask the why question later. Just go get him. Yeah, and that was before we were doing YouTube stuff. But yeah, now it would be like that as well. Like, if we tell you go pick up someone, ask questions later. You just better go pick up that motherfucker, because everybody gets like news faster than they've ever gotten it before.
I'll bring up an example. It was like Josh Jacobs a couple years. We're like, everyone right now go pick up the Zamir White. And then like everyone was hella mad. Like, Josh Jacobs goes back to practice. Oh, he's gonna play. Like, oh, well, you know, I did it too, y'all.
Yeah. I have Zamir White in so many best balls. Fucking waste of a 24th round pick.
I have 0 Zamir White.
Tino said that's the move. Hussey said my Twitter is only fantasy football beat writers. Well, I mean now, but back then, I mean, I'm talking 15, 16, 17, you know, I'm talking there where there's like, yeah, there's fantasy like reporters there, but I wasn't following any fantasy people. I was following Adam Schefter, you know, it's like the main one. And then I would go through and try to find every single beat reporter that I could for every single team that I could.
I first started in 2014. Now I'm like, okay, I'm a DJ already. And I'm like, I need to find like content shit. Just like, because I remember that fantasy show on the NFL network. I was like, oh my God, this shit is whack.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Like, because after like
shout out to Marcus Grant, Adam Rank. I mean, you guys are all right.
See, they're awesome because they actually the show's good. The show's good now.
Oh shit! DJ Chark just got ruled out officially for the game. Mingo. Oh, we gotta get some Mingo action because Thielen's all fucked up over there too.
Oh wow.
Or is it
Helmsley?
I'm fully off of it, but I mean, you know,
it's a speculation grab though. Like if you want to beat the waiver wire,
yeah,
you know, what I mean?
Hanging fruit. Yeah. And Tino said, Twitter first, you can catch people before the waiver wire. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was literally my cheat code for like years and years. And then this Fantasy Life came out. This Fantasy Life app came out. And I was like, okay, cool. Now I don't got to follow all the bullshit beat reporters anymore. Because I would not post on Twitter. I would not post anything. It was literally just to get the news and the updates. And Fantasy Life changed that to where it compiled all those people and you would just get updates from the one app.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
And PB and Waver said, shout out to Akbar.
Hey, Akbar was so trash. I actually have an Akbar story, but I don't want to tell it right now.
We'll save that one for later.
Fuck that guy.
And if you're an OG,
I was at his house and fuck this guy, you rude motherfucker.
If you're an OG, you've already heard this story because it's been told like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
on the show.
It was me, James Jones, and fucking one of the homies. I mean, you know, we'll leave it at that. Shout out to James Jones.
PB and Waver says San Diego State also pumped up Ronnie Hillman for sure. I mean, yeah.
I mean, shit, you can't
play in a shitty conference, and you know you do solid. And
hey, Ronnie Hillman is a fucking Super Bowl champ. You put some respect on his name. Rest in peace.
He went to Snoop Dogg's. He was in Snoop Dogg's league way back in the day, and he was like Ronnie fucking Hillman, Super Bowl champ. Like hell yeah, man. He loves Ronnie Hillman.
I remember streaming Ronnie Hillman back in 2015 because CJ Anderson went down.
Yeah,
And then fucking boom, because it was that Gary Kubiak. That's that Mike Shanahan zone run scheme. Like any running back's gonna eat in there. You know what I mean?
We just got an update. I can't believe it. Micah Hyde is all the way, like full go at practice. This is like 50, maybe like 50 weeks removed for where he damn near broke his neck and died on Monday Night Football, bro, of last year.
It's crazy too because they kind of slept, like people kind of slept on that, and then the DeMar Hamlin thing happens, and it's like you can't even show up, Cam Dantzler, with a helmetless at practice. Like, you're out of here.
Yeah,
multiple motherfuckers almost died on our team, bro. We gotta play it safe.
All right, let's jump back in here to the NFL because I'm gonna cut this down. I'm gonna cut this down to where like this is just on a video on its own, but we're still gonna leave all the randomness in there. So sorry, ladies, if you're watching like one of these assholes gonna grade my team already. We're gonna do it now. Justina out of the 2 spot starts it off wide receiver heavy with JJ, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs. Then goes Dak Prescott. Nice. Gibbs, Etienne, nervous there. Pitts, Jordan Love, Dalvin Cook, Marquise Brown.
Nice.
Khalil Herbert, Dalton Schultz, Tank Bigsby, Jalen Warren, Elijah Moore, and Darnell Mooney.
That's a good team. I gotta give that one a B-. I'm giving that one a B+, actually. That's a really good team.
I am not as high on this as you, I guess. This is like a C, maybe a C+ for me. I mean, I love the start with the first 3. I don't like Gibbs being the first running back taken there. I mean, kind of just what you had to do. But I would much rather have Dameon Pierce over Gibbs or an Aaron Jones over Gibbs. And those were 2 of the running backs taken in the 5th round. Took Gibbs here in the 4th. Jordan Love, I guess I'm not a super fan of him being the super flex either. Yeah, this is like a C+. I mean, it's a really good team, but the knocks for me would be Gibbs being the number 1 running back with very, very little running back depth. I mean, I guess Dalvin Cook kinda, Khalil Herbert kinda. But really, I guess there's no depth on the wide receivers either. I mean, you got Jefferson and Diggs and Marquise Brown, and really, like, that's it. Like, Elijah Moore, Mooney. Yeah, so I said C to C+. I'm giving this one a C.
I like it. I like the receivers. I like the QB. She got good value on Dak to me. I'm okay with Jordan Love. There's probably I like when you get to a point where you like need a receiver, you're like, okay, and you take Hollywood there, and it's like a volume play. Like, I'm okay with how ugly it's gonna be. You know what I mean? It's volume.
And let's get over to Diana now. Okay. This one not looking so hot at the QB position, other than Josh Allen. Josh Allen, the Stallion, we're in the QB spot. Barkley, Pollard, D-Hop, TJ Hawkinson, Chris Godwin, James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, Pickens, Kyler Murray. That's your only other QB on the team. Zach Ertz, Thielen, Nico, Tank Dell, Kendre Miller. This is like a C- plus right here.
I get that D.
Yeah, this is like right on the brink. Like, we don't know if this is going to be a failure or if you can pull this out of the depths, but you need another.
It's going to be a challenge, but I think she's up for it.
Yeah, you need another QB here for sure.
You might want to go grab Josh Dobbs while you can.
Dang, and yeah, it's just crazy because then I'm looking at this team here out of the number 4 page. Starts off with Jalen Hurts, Nick Chubb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Olave, Ridley, Dobbins, Ayuk, Kamara, Bryce Young, Zay Flowers, Jamal Williams, Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones.
And as a third, and then Mac Jones probably getting I like that team. That's a good team.
Dulcich, Boyd, and Roshan Johnson.
Man, that's a B+ to me.
Yeah.
I love Roshan late too. Like, he could be like October, November, and he's the guy.
And see, I'm not a super fan of the running backs, but at least she did what you're supposed to do. If you got Kamara, you just make sure to double up on Jamali Mall somewhere in double digits, and she did that.
And then I didn't like the Bryce Young a lot, but then she comes back with the Mac Jones and went with Coracle.
Yeah, like if she would have gotten Like if she would have swapped, maybe like doing a QB. Actually, never mind. Like, I mean, unless you're going after Dangerous.
I mean, she got good value on all those receivers too.
Yeah.
St. Brown in the third, Olave in the fourth.
Like, see, what would you have thought about this if she, instead of Ayuk, if she would have got Dangerous, and then instead of Young, she would have gotten a JSN or an Addison or a Dotson because they went right after Bryce Young. Would you have liked that team better? Would it be the same or worse in your eyes?
And she still got Mac Jones. I would have liked it better. You know what I mean? I think I can get something similar out of a Dotson that I can get out of Ayuk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there'll be more passing volume in Washington to be able to sustain 2 receiving options, right? Versus like, you know, it's a lot of mouths to feed in the 49ers offense, and it's going to be like pretty much an even kill run versus pass ratio. You know what I mean?
Bakes. It's going to be a challenge, but I think she's up for it. Pause. Peacock, he said Team 4 is hot. Yeah. I mean, I'm not the super big fan of Bryce Young, but I mean, I'm not a super big fan of J.K. Dobbins either. Like I would have wanted.
I love J.K. Dobbins because it's volume. It's volume.
I know you do.
Yeah, it's like I said, like you get to a point in the draft for me, I just like it's all ugly to me. I could make an ugly case for all of it. And I feel, but this one has better volume.
Yeah,
hey, this guy has volume. You know what I mean? Like it's just give me the volume.
This one's a B+ to me as well. It would be this and Mama Bear that I would say are the best teams. But I would say Mama Bears, I do like hers a little bit better. They're a little bit different builds, but it's not by much. Because Paige, I mean, has a little bit more of even build as far as like the skill spots, except for the RB2.
They're on the same page.
Hey yo. Let's see.
My phone gave me a ding.
This is what is this? Psycho Girl KA starts off with Travis Kelce. Not a big help for week 1. CD Lamb, Ramondre. Oh man, we got question marks in the top 3. It's not her fault, but a lot of questions in there. Even though the beat reporter did say that he's going to be playing. Danny Pesos, Gino, Drake London, Madison, Deontay Johnson, Rashad White, Brandon Cooks, Cortland Sutton, Ryan Tannehill, Luke Musgrave, Jamison Williams, and then Jerome Ford. So this one, I really like the even build. And I like the 2. I mean, I don't like Danny Pesos that much, but like, you know, it's still pretty solid compared to some of these.
Like a C+.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. C+. If Kelsey wasn't hurt, it'd probably be a B-.
But see, like, yeah, I mean, maybe it's fucked up. Yeah, let's give it a B-. It's still Kelsey got fucking, damn it.
Yeah, and Tino even asked, is he going to come back next week? They said that that's the plan. They got 10 days now to rest.
He would be 12 days removed from that initial hyperextension.
Yeah, damn near 2 weeks. And that's what we want, just the time.
Let's hope.
Yeah. So yeah,
this a bunch of sensual massages.
Yeah.
Let's just hope we don't like get the swelling down, and then there's something like a bone chip or something they missed or something. You know what I mean? Like let's let it be just what it is. You know what I mean?
So C+, B- there. And how about Nunu? All right. So Nunu starting off with Burrow and Bijan. And then Devontae Adams, Mark Andrews, Christian Watson, James Conner, Pittman, Judy, JSN, Burks, Damian Harris, Sam the Wolf, Howell, A-Chain, Everett, Deuce. I'm not mad at Howell being the number 2, but like, if you're going to push off your QB2, I feel like your RB should be a little bit more stacked. Like Bijan and Connor and everybody else doesn't scream that safe to me.
Like the Bijan.
And Pittman, I know she loves the Colts. So, I mean, going Pittman, she probably thought it was great value at the 7-6. If you would have waited, probably could have got him longer.
Judy Minshew was in there, though. I'm telling you, though.
And see, I guess it's like Christian Watson, Pittman, Judy, JSN, Burks. I kind of just don't like a lot of them. So it's like I don't like more of them than I do like. So that's kind of why I downgraded a little bit. But this is like a C+ B- as well. Very similar to the last build.
I'm with you.
Let's see. Aggro starts off out of the 7th spot. CMC, Fields, Garrett Wilson, Joe Mixon, Dallas Goddard, Cam Akers, Russ Wilson. Yeah.
We got to turn that up.
Mike Evans, Monty Burns, Higbee, Baker Mayfield, Van Jefferson.
Is that
it should have been the person who got Cooper Kupp, cleats and cleavage.
Yeah.
She should have got Van Jefferson somewhere.
Is that a motherfucking only the second receiver?
Mike Evans was the second receiver.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, there's like no wide receiver depth like on this.
Running backs to this motherfucker.
Yeah, and then after Van Jefferson, Zeke, Foreman, and Lenny.
I'm pretty sure, like, maybe instead of taking Goddard, I'm sure there's a good receiver there. Could have maybe like really bumped his grade up a little bit.
Debo, Cooper, Scary Terry, Allen, and DJ Moore were the immediate receivers after.
All of them right there makes this team like,
yeah.
And then maybe you could get one of them late round tight ends and say, fuck it.
Yeah. Dennis said, I like Bijan mustard on my sandwich. It's tight that Bijan actually has a line of like Bijan mustard.
Smart kid.
Yeah.
He got to run his ass off now.
Better do it.
You know what I mean? That's good for business. It's bad for business not run hard now.
So this one to me, very similar to these last ones. This is like a C plus. Yeah, this is like a C plus B minus because I mean the QBs could carry you a little bit, and it's really.
Yeah, I was actually trying to decide whether I want to give it a B minus or not.
It's on the precipice there.
I mean, it's just a little dangerous games with its receiver depth, but I'm not gonna knock it because of it. Just like I didn't knock the other team for the lack of running back depth. I'm gonna give this one a B minus.
And Peacock said, I'm not mad at it. Wide receivers are a dime a dozen. After a certain point, way easier to find someone to fill a roster spot at that position than any other. Yeah, there's more good wide receivers that will come on the waiver wire than any other position, for sure.
Like Josh Reynolds rap. I told the motherfuckers.
I told you. I seen it.
I told them.
All right, Candace starts it off with Chase and Tyreek Hill. Nasty. And then goes Cousins, Breece Hall, Goff, Richardson, Javonte Williams, Mike Williams, Addison, Charbonnet, Deion Jackson, Gabe Davis, Sky Moore, Sam Laporta, and Marvin Mims. This is like a B minus. If the running backs were a little bit better, it would be higher because, I mean, the QBs, I like the Cousins Goff combo there. And I mean, Chase and Hill, I mean, that's definitely the best wide receiver duo. Justin Jefferson and Diggs, kind of in the mix for that. But this is definitely the best wide receiver duo.
Yeah.
And better QBs than the other one with the crazy wide receiver duo to me.
You ain't lying.
All right. And Philly BR, what up?
What's happening?
We got AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, George Brittle, Jimmy G. Dang, why'd you jump for Jimmy G like that?
I mean, he's handsome. Listen, bro, I'm surprised he didn't go higher.
He is a handsome devil.
The handsome man.
Debo, Kenny Gainwell. Wow, Kenny Gainwell. I mean, I know she's from Philly. What does she know that we don't? He is one of the 4 starting running backs listed.
Locally, they are saying that he's the leader of the leaders, the leader of the starters.
Right.
That's what they're saying.
Ingram, OBJ, Stafford, Kmet, Rashad Penny doubled up on those Eagles running backs. Darius Slayton, Zay Jones, Rashee Rice, and Gardner Minshew.
I gotta give her that D, bro.
This is like, I'm going to say a C minus because there is some potential. Kenny Gainwell better be the lead back over there, and then this isn't as bad. If he comes out and he gets like 3 touches, then this is very, very bad. Crazy that Kenny Gainwell could make or break like your team very early.
That's going to be a headache all year. You need motherfuckers to start dropping in that backfield.
Got to make some moves. Got to make some moves. Pretty even build, though. And last team here, because we already did Mama Bear and Chaotic at the beginning. And then 21 CJV. We'll get to you in a second. We got last team here, Sarah Bear, Justin Herbert at the 112, and Eckler went crazy on the Chargers right off the bat. Aaron Rodgers, Higgins, McLaurin, Sanders, Derek Carr, Tyler Lockett, Fryer Muth, AJ Dillon, Kadarius Toney. Oh man, downgrade. Jerick McKinnon, Lazard, Jacoby Myers, and Desmond Ridder. It's crazy that
Ridder went that far.
Well, no, I mean, I was assuming that he would get drafted, but like, yeah, I guess went that far when like team like Diana, she needed another starting QB, and like she could have got him anywhere other than the last round, and could have got like a guy like Ridder.
Yeah,
but he sucks. Maybe these ladies follow our show and know how much we think Ridder sucks.
I will say this: is this a 10 team, right?
Now 12.
Oh, 12. Okay, because there's a gang of stacked ass teams, bro. Like I was just thinking right now, I'm like, damn, and I'm being honest too. I'm not just because it's all ladies and shit. You know what I mean? Like I only gave out 2 Ds. I've never gave out so many Bs like that. But those teams were legit.
And maybe it is.
I guess it's because it's also not like super deep rosters and shit, or super deep you know what I mean?
Starters, yeah,
starters. So it's like you tend to get a higher grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we only what do we say? There's 8 starters that they're playing.
Yeah, I guess makes sense.
And and maybe that a lot of people had a lot of different strategies. That's what it was. So you were able to build teams like pretty accordingly. It's not like there was. I mean, the QBs went the most in the first round, but then it's just like scattered. Like everything was like scattered after that. It's not like there was a crazy run on running backs or wide receivers. It was like everything was pretty even keel along the way. And so, yeah, Sarah, I'm giving her I'm giving her a B-, and it's almost a B. It's right there. Pat Fryer-Muth, I mean, that was the thing that she waited and kicked the can on as far as the starters. And like Fryer-Muth could be solid this year. He really could be with Kenny Pickett. They already got a little connection going. They've had it all off season.
We'll see about that.
But this is a good draft, ladies. Very, very impressed with as many good teams as we saw. Because and maybe it's because we're like extra shitting on people that we know. Like, that one's not a B, that one's a C, or that one's a D. But I think me and Bogard gave extra grades, and I don't think we took it easy on anyone.
Like I almost gave Chaotic a tougher like scrutiny because like I just know how savage she is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially it's different. We're not in this league, so we could just we could be very very unbiased with this.
Yeah.
Great job, all in all, ladies.
Yeah. You guys all go to war, and we're gonna peep the results. You know what I mean? This is gonna be exciting.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna smoke a little bit more, and we're gonna do the Modelo League in a few minutes here. We'll knock those out.
I think the little ones are activating.
Oh shit. We just got an update from Lee. Kadarius Toney deletes his Twitter X account after a rough game and all the posts he was getting. I swear I did not like put a tweet out to Kadarius Toney. My time was more valuable than that. That's hilarious. Chief fans had to be livid. You cost us the fucking game.
And then all the fucking not only the Chiefs king, all the Giants fans are just like, thank you.
Yeah, we had a Giants fan come in yesterday. He was like, Giants fan here just to say, ha, Kadarius Toney. That shit is hilarious.
You know what's crazy too is like I teetered a little bit on him just for the fact that he was with Patrick Mahomes this offseason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but it was like, man, we just from the gate, we just stamped him already. He's like almost unfuckwittable, bro. Like I need to see a lot and something consistently before I'm ever like. Matter of fact, as soon as I saw that, I'm flipping them anyway. You know what I mean? Because there's some crazy Kadarius Toney truther out there.
To a 7th rounder for Crispy.
Second rounder.
21 CJV said flex standard London, Ayuk, P. Ryan, or Jefferson. What Van Jefferson? I'm guessing. Just remember, anybody has the same last name. Let's get into mid-season form, fellas. Make sure we know. You could call
Van Dam. It's Van Dam Jefferson, I'm sure, because he's talking flex here.
It's got to be. But you could have put Van, and we would know exactly who you're talking about. When you put Jefferson, then we got to ask questions.
I kind of want to play Van Jefferson, bro. I'm crazy.
Fuck that. I'm playing P. Ryan.
Oh, Ayuk's in there? Oh, you playing Ayuk?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. My bad.
London, Ayuk, P. Ryan, and Jefferson.
Let's see, that's how crazy I am, though. I'm willing to play Van Dam Jefferson over London. You know, I mean, shit, give me the pepper action.
Uh-oh, Bake said Marshall is back. Hit the drop.
Oh, because the DJ Chark, get the fuck out of here.
He has not arrived yet, so he would be arriving. He would not be back.
Marshall drop again, though. That shit's hard.
I know. I hope he could be a thing so he could hit the drop more often.
Yeah, we just hit the drop whenever. Fuck it.
Mo Diesel, start 1, half PPR, Warren, A-Chain, Juju, or flex Andrews and pick up a tight end off the waiver wire.
Juju.
Well, you wouldn't. Why would you be flexing Andrews and then picking up a tight end off the waiver wire? Like, you can pick up anybody you want off the waiver wire and just put Andrews in your tight end spot.
I play Juju and put Andrews in a tight end.
And the tight ends that they said here, Dulcich and Ferguson. Nah, I'd rather just play Juju.
I probably play Ferguson in the tight end if I don't have no Andrews, though, and you'll be able to wait on that because the Andrews game is in Sunday morning and the Cowboys game is Sunday night or so. I'm just saying because that might be a thing. We got to monitor Mark Andrews right now.
Crispy said, no one accepting my 7th round picks for Tony. He said, come on, release him. He's nuts.
Dad, he is Dad. You know what he is, bro.
And Dennis said, what's the Modelo League? So the Modelo League is like the Wafers, Pizza Venice, Drip. It's like all the companies that BS Barbarians is connected with. And this is the one where he's the commissioner. And he always has, an auctioneer there for their auction draft. And that's the one that I got flown out to LA for. Who could be the auctioneer for. And super fun in-person auction that always takes forever. It's a marathon. All right.
Yeah, how long did that thing last?
Like 5 or 6 hours.
It's pretty fast. How many players?
14.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
And Austin said, Huss, I had $1 billion deal or $1 billion idea. THC infused protein powder. That'd be nice.
The motherfuckers be in the gym loaded as a motherfucker. Spot. Man, you on that THC thing again, bro?
Hey, Titans for life in the house. He said, Brian Branch, baby. He's the man.
Does he have him?
Probably against me in that Debo league. Seeing like,
did he not just die on us yesterday? Almost, he gave us a scare, didn't he?
I mean, that's how good Titans for life.
Titans is really good, man.
I have Kelsey going against him in that one in a forced trade league.
Kelsey.
And yep, he said he does got him in the Debo. See, motherfucker.
Look at that. Savage.
I know someone you can't steal from me if you beat me, though. Travis Kelsey, because he's on the bench. Because you killed him.
He's so powerful. The fantasy reaper himself, Titans for life.
And Peacock said, Laporta, nothing more than a weekly back-end tight end one streamer. He said, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Yes, award-winning.
And Dennis said, oh, nice. I thought it was another league you were starting late. He was about to say, I want in.
We'll just scrap last night's game.
Fuck it. Antonio said that sucks. You can't steal Kelsey now. Sucks for who? I want Kelsey still. God damn it. I don't want Kelsey to get stolen from me. That means you killed him. We got to get that drop too. Oh, he killed him. He killed him. He broke him in half.
Look at Jim, JR.
Yeah.
Yeah, JR Ross.
Yeah, when the Undertaker threw Mankind off the Hell in the Cell.
Yeah. Okay, we need that. He broke him in half.
And Titan said, doesn't matter who I trade for. He said, if I win, they're going to die anyways. Do everyone in fantasy football, including yourself, a service and just don't steal anybody. Like, don't. Titan is going to join the forced trade league and not trade because he's going to kill everybody.
Swap him out for some guy that's like a third stringer or something in your lineup right now, and then he'll do the right thing and steal that guy. There you go. Figured it out.
But now,
for the sake of the fantasy universe,
the world is going to be put on notice on, like, we're going to see how much Titans, like how much the Reaper is within him.
Titans had secret.
He said he's swapping all QBs. Oh man. He's going to he's going to take down the QB position one by one. That's if you win. If you win.
Do it.
If I win Titans, I don't even think I'm taking anybody from you. I'm just going to play the long game here.
Try to save them. It doesn't matter who it is, save them for the sake of the fantasy universe.
And Dennis said, can we trade outside of the forced trades? Hell yeah, man. You can do whatever you want. It's still normal with the trades.
Regular league still.
The forced trade part is when you lose, if you do lose, you have to accept whatever trade gets sent to you. You do not get to put no. You have to accept.
But it has to be something for your starting lineup.
Starter for starter. So you guys can always double check that. I do go in and make sure.
And if you're going to take an offense, you got to send an offense and vice versa with IDP. You can't be like, okay, here's my fucking IDP for your fucking Justin Jefferson. You know what I mean?
This motherfucker Titans. He said Allen Burrow and Hurts go first. Oh man, he already looked at his schedule. He already looked at his schedule to see who he can reap.
The Reaper.
I shouldn't have even allowed you into this league.
Why did you do that?
I wasn't thinking about it until now.
Last year in it, he does this.
Oh man, he said, or the people that don't hustle or force it like last year.
Yeah. Oh, hey, he got to get one of them cloaks, right? And you got to come on Halloween, bro. We're gonna have a whole list of motherfuckers that he didn't kill by then.
You fucking better. Titan said he's dying over here.
I love Titans, man. He's the man. We'll put some respect on his name as always too, because he is the inaugural Hustler Best Ball champ, and they can never take that from him.
Never.
And it was tough too, because he did it by way of one team, and he damn near killed his whole team. Like he only had one QB by the time he got there, and it was Davis fucking Mills.
Oh, where is he?
It was amazing. It was the judge.
Let's get it on.
Oh,
that's why he lives in infamy.
In this ring, I'm the king, known as Mills. Obey my command at all times.
Rest in peace.
The judge. Fernando, what up? He said, I'm stuck with this star Brian Robinson.
Titans killed Mills.
Oh, man.
I'm a fan of the Judge Mills Lane show. He watches so much.
Titan said, gonna get me a Reaper mask for the next stream I join.
Yes.
Fernando said, I'm stuck with this star Brian Robinson or James Conner. I'm going Brian Robinson. Let's go. Tino said, I'm thinking about going Kelsey mustache to match my Mahomes hair.
I like it.
It was an ugly mustache, man. Really
no, that's awesome. Because you can just draw it on, too.
It's ugly. And Bake said,
oh, my God. You think it's the mustache?
He said, is it position for position? No, it's starter for starter. That's the only rule for the forced trade. They have to be in your starting lineup. They have to be in your opponent's starting lineup.
Yeah, and it has to be offense for offense. And
yeah. That's the other rule too. Offense for offense, IDP for IDP. If you do that, we didn't have too many. You start getting real stacked if you start stealing IDP players. Your offense must be very stacked.
Yeah, I mean, you're just winning at that point. You're like, I don't need something from you.
Peacock said Tony week 1 highlights are hilarious. Yeah, his 1 catch for 1 yard and his 1 rush for -1 yards. But he'll be on the highlight for Brian Branch. That's for sure.
I know, right? Look at it. He's immortalized.
We talked about this earlier. What up, Brad? Check out the big brain on Brad. He said, do you think if the wide receiver problems continue for the Chiefs, they will pursue Mike Evans? We said that's a possibility.
I mean, it just okay. Here's the thing: The Buccaneers are in a division that I would say is wide open. I know everyone's saying it's the Saints division to lose, but I mean, all those teams outside of the Buccaneers last year finished 8-9, and Buccaneers finished 9-7 and take the division. It's still the same team minus Brady. So, and they looked bad last year. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Baker's going to go in there, but I'm just saying, like, they could still be in it come towards the trade deadline. They really got to be out of it, like, early on, and you could tell. Because, man, that's a low-key team that could be like, man, we should fucking lose and get fucking Caleb. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, right?
Why is your, like...
hold on real quick, because if they're losing and they know they're out of it, then they start trading their pieces away. And then I would want Chris Godwin over a fucking Mike Evans. Give me Chris Godwin to the Chiefs. You know what I mean?
Tino said, bro, I just seen this stash and that shit is magical. Bro, you must have, like, no standards for, like, a tight mustache. Come on, man. That looks like a little 18-year-old kid's fucking mustache that's, like, barely growing in. If you're magical, you come on. Raleigh fingers or, like, some shit like that. Come on, man. Like, there's so many magical mustaches out there. Kelsey's not one of them.
Cut my shit in, like, 3 months, bro. It's just crazy.
Austin said, you like Godwin's or Evans more? If we went to the Chiefs, I would like, well, actually, it doesn't even matter. I like Godwin more.
Yeah. And he has God and win in his name. Duh.
What up, Chewy? Said I put Taylor on the IR, picked up Tyler Boyd and Jake Ferguson, dropped Marvin Jones. Did you thoughts on these two pickups? We got about 10 people on the bench.
Yeah, why not? Tyler Boyd, yeah, it's a great pickup.
Yeah, and Ferguson, we shall see. We shall see.
It's a speculative grab, right? And like, if there's a matchup to play him against, it is because against the Giants, because historically, like, Dak just goes to the tight end against the Giants. It's crazy. Like, if you look at it, like, you can like Google the shit. It's crazy.
Marco said,
not banging on it though.
Which two should I start in my flex? Addison, James Cook, Burks, Dillon, Mooney, Foreman. I'll go James Cook and Burks for this week.
Oh, the little ones are activating. I got a dip.
All right.
Yep. I'll be in the chat though for the wafers thing.
All right.
For sure, y'all.
Peace out.
See y'all later.
All right. Here we go. We are 2 hours in. Let's knock this out for the Modelo peeps and BS and their whole crew. Now, this is an auction draft. So one thing that you got to kind of pay attention to, how much people are getting them for, because this isn't in the order of when they were drafted. This is this is the order of when they're drafted, but it's not like it's all the top players getting drafted first and all that kind of stuff. So let's see. Bad Mother Tucker starts it off with Herbert, Cam Akers, Jamal Williams, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Gerald Everett, Christian Watson, Algier, Matt Gay, Seahawks D, Mooney, Rondell Moore, Hodgins, Gus Edwards. Oh man, I mean, you got a lot of work to do, because if Jamal Williams ain't amazing after the first 3 games, like, you are going to be hurting at RB. Jefferson and AJ Brown, amazing to start it off there though. But I think the lack of RB depth, that's going to make me want to put this at a C. Potentially even a C-, because like this is like a super zero RB like type of build. Beast mode. All right. Starts it off with Mahomes, Brian Robinson, spent up on Nick Chubb. I like that, the combo of RBs. Cooper, Hyatt. Definitely don't like Hyatt. Let's see if there's any other wide receivers later. George Kittle, Javonte Williams, David Njoku, Dicker the kicker, Dolphins, Rodgers, Berrios, Renfro, Allen Robinson, Parker. Ouch. I mean, that second wide receiver spot is a killer right there. Definitely going to need to upgrade that. Yeah, there's really not much depth to this team, but he spent up like hella quick. Guys like Mahomes, guys like Nick Chubb. And yeah, this one here, man, that's it's the wide receiver 2 and the lack of depth. This is like a C. This is like a C to me. And Dennis said, you know what defense is brown on sleeper? Because team defense is shit. And Antonio said, I love when people post auction drafts in the Facebook group. People say, how did you get Jefferson in the 5th round? I know, right? Yeah, because people are hella goofy, super goofy when they don't know about the auctions. So, yeah, he's going to have to do some work over here on that squad via the trade. All right. Our man, John Doe, a.k.a. Shorty Cuzbruh. Shout out to John Doe, who came up to Vegas showing love with the wafers stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. And he starts off with Lamar Jackson, Bijan Robinson. I know he's a Falcons guy. And Pacheco. Chase was his keeper. Mike Williams. Yeah, everyone had an option of keeping one player. But you have to, I forget the exact rules of how the keeper works. It's like plus $5 from the previous year before that, and then like plus 20% or something like that. So the price does go up on these players year after year. Higbee, Lazard, Schultz, Myers, Eagles, Josh Kelly, Reed, Bourne, Russ Wilson, Van Jefferson. This is the best team so far, because at least he has like solid pieces in all the starting points. Okay, there we go. Jamie said plus 3 and then 20%. I swore it was plus 5. I swore BS said plus 5. But yeah, he has the best team so far here, I feel, just because he's a little bit more well-rounded. Like he doesn't have, he's got 2 solid RBs. I mean, Chase plus Mike Williams, super solid wide. Williams isn't super solid, but I mean, Chase, fucking amazing. And Noble in the house. What up, Noble? This is fake, man. Give me this paper.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's see. So, yeah, this one.
Can I use the phone to talk to Mom?
All right. Here you go.
Thanks.
And so I'm going to give this one. This is probably like a C plus, B minus. And don't forget, your team has to be amazing if you are going to get an A from me. It's gotta be amazing. And let's see. I am Generals, Fields, Charbonnet, Swift, Garrett Wilson, Amon Ra. Yeah, his keeper at Garrett Wilson keeper, $12. Got him for a steal because he paid nothing for him last year. Amon Ra, Ingram, Higgins, Addison, Koo, Commandos, Richardson, A-Chain, Tony, P. Ryan, and Pickens. So really it's the RBs that I don't like here. I really don't like Charbonnet and Swift at all. That's what's going to make me downgrade this. Fields is nice. Garrett Wilson, Amon Ra, and Higgins. That's an amazing trio of wide receivers there. I'm going to give this one. This is a same as kind of like Shorty Cuzbruh, where I got to give this one like a C plus, B minus, kind of right on the fringe there. C plus, B minus. One game at a time. All right, let's see what Juan does. Gino got him hella cheap. James Cook, Joe Mixon, Christian Kirk was his keeper for $16. CD Lamb, Waller, Lockett, Brown, Gano, Cowboys, Sky Moore, Warren, Dillon, Herbert Chandler. So this one, it's kind of solid. Kirk says your wide receiver 2, not too bad. You got CD Lamb in the mix. James Cook and Mixon are pretty nice. I don't think it's as good as the last 2, though. It's very right amongst. I'm gonna give this just a straight C plus, C plus. All right, let's see what BS has got over here. He's got Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Jones, Travis Etienne, very solid. Jalen Waddle, very, very solid. He got Dotson. I know Dotson was his keeper for $8. Hella solid. Andrews, Mike Evans, Rashee Rice, not so good. McPherson Saints, Burks, Bigsby, Deion Jackson, Miller, Dubs. This one might be the best one so far. I don't like Rice in there as like the other flex, and the bench is kind of weak, but I haven't really been grading anybody based on their bench. I've pretty much been grading based on the starter. I'm going to give this one a C. I'm going to give this one a B, just a straight B minus. Yeah, straight B minus there. And we got a question that just came in. Max said, flex and wide receiver 2, McLaurin, B-Rob, Pittman, Cortland Sutton. First 2, Terry and B-Rob. BA Killers. Starts it off with Deshaun Watson. And look at that, $10. What a steal. What a steal. Josh Jacobs, Najee, Cooper Kupp, 49 as the keeper. Ouch. Drake London, Juwanna Man Johnson, Kamara, Beckham, Elliott, Broncos, Mike Thomas. Oh, I made fun of him when he made that Mike Thomas pick. Tyler Boyd, Jared Goff, QJ, Quentin Johnston, Elijah Mitchell. Man, I mean, the wide receivers are so suspect like right now, and who knows how long until Kupp plays. They said he has nerve damage or something now. Yeah, this is a C minus, like C right here. Because look, I mean, Cooper Kupp's not starting right away. Alvin Kamara is not starting right away, and you only got you're gonna have to put in Boyd or Thomas or Mitchell in there. OBJ, he got hurt. I mean, I know, and it's because we're grading it like right now, like the week of like the first things starting, and he got hurt this week, so that just kind of sucks. At the time, it was not that great, anyways. But yeah, this one, I'm gonna have to give this one a C minus right here. I mean, it's very, very solid, but yeah, this one's gonna be a C minus here. Kang starting it off with Danny Pesos, Eckler, Stevenson, Debo, Jacoby Myers, Pitts, Walker, Taysom Hill, Moody, Jags, Zay Jones, Singletary, Hubbard, Jeff Wilson, Gallup. Man, I mean, it's really nice, like those first 4, and then it is nice having Walker in there. But man, Taysom Hill, it's like Taysom Hill, Jones, Singletary, Hubbard, Wilson, Gallup. I mean, not Wilson, but like any of those guys, like that's gonna have to be your flex, like week 1. And then Jacoby Myers, like I don't want Jacoby Myers in as a wide receiver too. Yeah, this is like a C minus here as well. I don't think it's a D. It's not bad enough to be a D, but definitely a C minus, barely like making the cut. Uh-oh, the homie Jay Bills. Here we go. Jay Bills, Burrow as the keeper, and look at that, $16. What a steal as this keeper there. J.K. Dobbins and Penny. Metcalf, Ayuk, that's solid. Hawkinson, solid. Ridley and DJ Moore, very, very solid there. Bass, Jets, Kincaid, Harris, Elliott, Mostert, and got the Bills. Man, those are, I mean, I guess it's just the RB2 that's like hella suspect. But yeah, this is like a B plus C minus, and like, man, if you had any better RB, depth than what you have right now, this probably would have been the best team out of everybody. This is the best team out of everybody. I think, like, as of right now, the only one weakness I see is the RB2 spot. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one the highest grade so far. I'm gonna give this one a B. And everyone was talking mad shit about Jay Bills, and he even left $12 on the table there. And yeah, this is the best team so far. We still got more teams to go though. Solid B for Jay Bills. And you remember me, Jay Bills, next year when it comes to those shoes, brother. Size 11. And here we go, our man Jamie Antonio Gibbons. He starts off with Kirk Cousins, Derrick Henry. I told him not to go after Jonathan Taylor, but he had to do it. Devontae Adams, Deontay Johnson, Cole Kmet, Sanders, Hopkins. I mean, other than Jonathan Taylor in there, I mean, that's very, very solid. Well, I mean, I'm not super high on Kmet, but very, very solid from the starters there. And And we got, let me see, on the bench. And really, I guess he's not even on the bench because he's going to have to be playing, potentially would be playing in place of Jonathan Taylor or the flex if you move Miles Sanders to the RB2. Gibson, Pittman, Sutton, Bateman, and Elijah Moore. I was making fun of him on Bateman. Don't fall for the bait, man. I like this team here, though. Getting Cousins for $3. Like, what a fucking steal. I did say that was like the steal in the draft. I mean, Kirk Cousins for free. Yeah. So, I mean, Taylor like fucks it up for you, man. Like he spent so much on Taylor, and I know he got Taylor. He said, worst case, it's next year. He got him for a super cheap price, Komet, that's the down. Really, there's no weakness as far as like, because if you put Sanders at the RB2, I'm fine with that. Then you put Gibson in Sanders' place there. I mean, all of that is hella solid. It's crazy. I think that this and Jay Bills are the most well-rounded teams like so far. And I got to give this one a B as well. Hi, Peacock said fucking Kev keeps trying to send me Bateman and Addison for Dotson.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Okay, hold on, Tino. We got to ask Noble. Hey, Noble. Come here, Noble. Okay. Tino has a very important question. He said, Greg Zuerlein or Young Hoo Koo?
Zuerlein.
He said Zuerlein. Greg the leg. Lock him in. There we go. Who's going to track Nobles? Should we track Nobles? Kicker bets. Let me see. Not kicker bets. Kicker picks. Yeah, because we don't even make kicker decisions around here. Noble's the guy that we bring in for those. And Tino said, my man, the leg is in. All right, so here we go. Week 1. Greg, the leg, over, who was it? Over Coop. All right, there we go. And Tino said it's a stone cold lock. He said, bro, it's not even worth it to track. Hold on, where is it?
Give me a hell yeah! With one beer.
Oh, wait, hold on. No.
And that's the bottom line.
All right. Let's see. Let's get back over here to now we got Prime Time over here. Prime Time. I believe Prime Time is the reigning champion. And he starts it off with Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, Alexander Madison. I said I don't like Alexander Madison when he made the pick. Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, who's already hurt. Travis Kelce. Oh, man. Such a big pick at the time. Sucks he didn't play for week 1. James Conner, Marvin Mims.
Can I have some sound effects?
What?
Some sound effects.
What on what? You want to hit the soundboard?
Like on the phone.
Oh, I don't know. You got to look for an app that does that. And
no, YouTube has songs.
And David Montgomery, Rashad White, Mingo, Jordan Love, Robert Woods. So I'm assuming, I mean, for sure, David Montgomery would be starting like over like a Marvin Mims. But yeah, that wide receiver 2 is suspect. Not a fan of Tony Poster, Alexander Madison, and you got both on the teams. That makes me a little bit nervous. Wide receiver depth. That's what makes me want to drop this down a little bit. I pretty much like everything else besides that. except the depth of wide receiver. I mean, I don't like the running back, so I'm not going to downgrade you like crazy because of that. I would say this is on the B minus C plus side of things. So very, very good. But and Kelsey even brings that up. I'm not even downgrading like Kelsey either. So and Tino said, bro, I cannot stop laughing at the mansion for every drop. All right. DS Legends. Here we go. And what the hell, Crispy say? I'm concerned about Watson streaking across the field towards the cheerleaders.
Hello, ladies.
All right, here goes the DS Legends. What?
I'm trying to add some sound effects. You always add sound effects.
Yeah, we're not going to do sound effects right now, Noble. We got to do it from the soundboard. All right, so DS Legends starts off with his keeper. Keeper Josh Allen at $34. Very, very nice. Gibbs and Breece Hall paid up on Gibbs. That like Gibbs went for like more than twice as much as Tony Pollard. Like that's kind of insane. Let's see. Gibbs and Breece Hall, Diggs and Devonta Smith. I do like that. Chig, Flowers, Juju. I mean, for $2, not too shabby. McManus and the Steelers. Gainwell, McKinnon, Zamir White, Purdy for $1. Very, very nice. And Justin Ross. So weaknesses here to me. I mean, I guess the running backs are not super weak. You know, I mean, you just paid up like crazy. Like for Gibbs is what it was. And I even said it like at the time. And I guess not paying up like crazy, but it is going to be okay, perfect. Jamie said Tony Pollard's a keeper. Weird how it didn't have the little lock there, like everyone else. But yeah, that did seem cheap for Tony Pollard. Yeah, this one I gotta put this in the C plus B minus like range. Very, very nice. Risk at some spots for sure. But not too shabby. Not too shabby. Peacock said declined 4 Bateman offers just now. I would just leave them up. And who said that? What up, Blaine? He said Chris Harris, D-Hop. Come on, man. All right. The Dreadheads coming all the way from Barbados. Locked in Tua. CMC spent that money, the dollar bills.
Straight cash, homie.
That's straight cash, homie, for CMC. Dalvin Cook, Tyreek Hill, Gabe Davis, Pat Freiermuth, Brandon Cooks, Thielen, Tucker, Packers, DJ Chark, Hunt, Chase Brown, Laporta, and Paris Campbell. Man. I don't like Dalvin Cook. I don't like Gabe Davis. I don't like Adam Thielen. And all those guys like have to be in your starting lineup. Unless you put Laporta in there over one of them at the flex. This one is like a C minus to a C for me. So this is in that next range of lower end teams. Doesn't mean it cannot be, does not mean that it cannot make it to the promised land, but some trades are going to need to happen. Some waiver wire pickups are going to need to happen. That's for sure. And there hasn't been a trash team like yet. Like all these guys drafted very, very good. But yeah, it is there's a difference in some of these top heavy teams coming out of the draft. Last team here. This was the real steal, and he's brand new to this league as well, they said. But he came with the dope draft. He went Hurts, Barkley, Pierce, Olave, McLaurin, Goddard, Godwin. He got JSN for $1. I was surprised because, like, man, that might be his keeper for like what, like $7 or some shit. Like next year, that could be huge. And Butker, 49ers, Carr, Collins, Jameson, Foreman, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, based on the top to bottom starters, I'm going to say this is the best team drafted right here. And it's an auction draft, so it's not like he was 14th in the draft. Everyone's bidding on everybody. But like Hurts, top 4 at the position. Barkley, top 5, top 6 at the position, at least out the gate. Dameon Pierce, I mean, we already know that he's going to be a top-end guy as well, and not like top 5 or anything, but he's got the ability to get inside the top 12 if he stays healthy. Olave and McLaurin, that's a great duo. And then you add in Godwin and JSN as the flex. Like, yeah, he was. And Hurts was the keeper here. I don't know why it doesn't say the keeper there, but for 18, that's what helped him, because you look at like, let's see, like Mahomes, 63. We got some high. Herbert, 41. I mean, Burrow as a keeper at 16 is like cheating. But even T-Law, 29, and he got Hurts for 18 as a keeper. That's very nice. This one's the best team. I'm going to say that the Real Steel had the best draft out of everybody. And he's got the B plus. He's got the B plus out of everybody. So it was the best 3 teams that I see here were the Real Steel, Antonio Gibbons, and Jay Bills. And that's due to the well-rounded like draft and all flex spots and like everything like that. And then I can't really remember the next tier of guys. I know it was like Prime Time, DS Legends, Shorty Cuz Bruh. I can't remember who else. There was one other team that was in there. And then it was like Bad Mother Tucker, Beast Mode. It was Generals who was in the next tier, guys. Yeah, and then it was like Bad Mother Tucker, Beast Mode. BS was in that one as well. He was in the next tier, guys, right down after Jay Bills, Gibbons, and the Real Steel as well. But yeah, those were the 3 drafts, the 3 guys that I think did the best here. Out the gates, this has nothing to do with trades or waiver wires or anything, but the 3 best drafts, the Real Steel, Antonio Gibbons, and Jay Bills. Those would be like, I think Real Steel is in the top tier of the draft. Jay Bills, Antonio Gibbons, the second tier. And then it's like BS, Shorty Cuz Bruh, and Prime Time. And I said a few others. But yeah, that was this is a good draft. This is a good draft. And I know $400 league as well. So they ain't playing over there. They got a lot of stakes on the line here for everybody. All right. And there you have it. And that's all I got to say about that. Boom. All right. Let's smoke one more bowl of the wafers, and then we're going to get up out of here. And Jamie said, and if JT hits, if JT hits, then that makes your team a lot better. I'm only grading based off of like right now. Because, yeah, there's a lot of what ifs that can happen. Because what if JT busts? That makes your team way worse. At least for this year, because we assume that in the future he should be okay. What up, strangers? A shout out to the Houday Nation. Says it's been fun chatting with the KC fans since last night. I bet, because they're hella salty. Gotta be hella salty. All right. And Bakes, come on the next one. We'll bring him on the next one. He was talking to his grandma on the phone. That's why he wasn't paying attention when I was calling him in here. And Marco said, in the Dynasty League, do we keep Fab that we didn't use during the season for next year? No. And I'm going to be going through right now and changing everyone's budgets back to 200. I only did that with one league yesterday, or this morning, actually. And I'm going to work on the rest of those. I mean, pretty much right now. All right. And Tino said, and what if Trey Lance is good? I know, right? And Crispy said, Atwell, Addison, Mooney, pick 2 for the flex. It's all bad. It's all bad. It's crazy because I'll go 2-2 and Mooney because I really don't think Addison gets too much work in week 1. I mean, been in the doghouse for, the shit that he got in the preseason, and Osborne knows the system a little bit better than him. So, yeah, I'm going to say Addison will be the odd man out in the flex for week 1. All right, let's finish this bowl, and we'll be back in like 3.5 hours for FNT. Let's go. And then we'll probably do some kind of Q&A or something tonight, because we're not going to be doing the silver screen breakdowns tonight. But we'll get in the replacements really, really soon. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Man, my voice, I feel it. I feel it. We'll see you guys soon. Go follow the podcast. Go hit the downloads on all the podcasts, Fantasy Football Hustler and Silver Screen Breakdowns. Go to fantasyfootballhustler.com and go subscribe everywhere that we are. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. We'll see you in a few hours. Peace out.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they